Boom, my people, my people, my people. We are here. Let's talk about it. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing well. A great early game today. Very early today.
Yeah.
Really excited to get into this and see what everybody thinks about what they saw. Shout out to my brother John. Maybe expecting some more panelists here soon. But my brother John is here already. John, talk to the people. Let them know where you at, where they can find you, and let me know what's cracking with you.
As far as YouTube goes, Bama Talk with John, and then also Alabama Nation as well. Same on Twitter or X, right? As you see below, at Bama Nation John. Talk Alabama. Starting to talk a little bit more other than Alabama as well. So, but primarily Alabama.
All facts, man. All facts, man. How you guys doing? Let me know in the comments if that music is too loud. Please let me know. Sometimes it's hard to tell with earpieces and headphones in. I think we usually have it at about 8. I think I got it at 10 now. Let me know if that music is too loud. Please let me know, and we will adjust that. Um, Much cleaner game today. Roll Tide, back to you, Steven. Before we do anything, let me shout out to Paul. What's up with you, Paul? Roll Tide to your brother. Mike Jones is in the house. What's up with you, Mike? KC is in the house. Khalil Cooper, what's up with your brother? How you doing? How you feeling? Sweet home, Bama 24. My broski is in the house. What's up with you, bro? How you feeling? How you doing? Pam, our home girl, our friend, our partner. She is in the house. Roll Tide to you, Pam, and roll tide to Alabama Nation. Much love to you, Pam. You already know how we feel about you. Stephen Craig is in the house. Roll Tide to you, brother. Christian Troy, Happy Sheraton through the Tommy Reese playbook out. Hey,
Yeah, I saw
Christian.
that.
Me too, brother. Me too, man. Uh, Much love to Stephen Craig. As I said, my brother Double L is in the house. Larry Lodge. What's up, Larry? How you feeling? How you doing? Nick Saban Jr. Sports Talk TV. Roll Tide, back to you, the GOAT.
Roll Tide,
Much
man.
love to you, man. Much love to David Simpson, man. Tap in with us. Much love to all of you. Very, very weird hours game today. Hope everybody tap in, man, and give us what you think about it. Much love to you all. Walter Shepard, what's up with you, brother? How you feeling, man? Good to see you, Walter. Roll Tide to you, man. How you feel about that game? So let's hop right into it, man. Let's hop right into the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly, right? Roll Tide to my brother Eric D. What would a stream be like without the homie Eric D is in the house, man? Please hit that like button if you guys can. Like and subscribe to these channels, guys, if you can. It's very, very, very important. I really would appreciate it, man. PJ Steins, what's up with you, PJ? Nice roll win. Facts, brother. Nice roll win, man. Roll Tide to you. You already know, Eric D. Much love, bro. Let's get right into it, man, John. Let's get right into it, man. I want to know what you think, man. Give me some of your superlatives. We'll just start on the offensive side of the ball. Give me some of your goods, your bads, your uglies, things you were pleased with, things
Maybe.
you weren't pleased with going into this bye week.
Uh, as far as offense goes, we did what I thought we would do, right? You know, I talked so much about how them playing the 2-4-5 should allow Jalen Monroe in this running game to happen. Now that it went final, as far as rushing goes, we averaged 5.3 yards per carry, right? On 181 yards rushing. So everything kind of panned out the way it was supposed to be. I definitely expected and called Jalen Monroe to run a lot in this game. That definitely happened. I definitely agree with what you said. I felt like we kind of kept it vanilla in a way before we played Georgia as well. I know it's just not offensive players, but got some injuries to watch out for, obviously, here the next couple of weeks with Malachi Moore and these guys. Richard Young obviously looks like he got hurt. I didn't see him come back in the game, unfortunately. But the one of the best things in this game for me was, look, I get it. We still had like 4 penalties for 40 yards. Much better. It looked so much cleaner. Caden Proctor coming back playing left tackle. It looked 10 times better. It looked more in sync. No turnovers, right? So not an issue there. Probably should have had a couple. Keon Sabb had his hands on at least 2 of them that should have been interceptions. One of them for sure. But yeah, as far as the offense goes, man, it's kind of what I expected. And look, Ryan Williams, I know we're going to talk about this dude every week, but he just continues to prove he's all he's it's not talk, right? He is the real deal. There's no doubt about it at this point. And like Coach, you pointed out earlier, that post corner to Jeremy Bernard was like fine wine. Literally, the fact that Jalen Miller released that ball before he even turned, oh my gosh, it was just one of those things where when I saw him that wide open, I was like, "Yep, Coach Sean's going to be talking about this."
Hey,
So,
listen, before I throw it to my brother, Coach Carl, who was in the house, probably,
yep,
on the road doing this thing, I just want to say this, man. I'm not the kind of person come on here, but I want to say this part, bro. You know what I mean? You got to give me some love on this. I preached probably 20 minutes on one episode about the post corner. I explained it. I
yep,
explained it was my favorite route. I explained if they play shallow like that, we gotta throw the post. I explained how Coach DeBoer, when he was at Washington, they threw this thing 5 times a game.
yep.
You see Jeremy Bernard on the post corner. As soon as the DB backed out a little bit, I said, he's coming.
Oh
It's
my
coming.
gosh.
The safety was really, really, really far over. I said, it's coming. As you notice, Jeremy Bernard releases hard to the post,
Yep.
sold the post. Defensive back bit on the post, was trying to stay really, really close to him. Jeremy actually lost his balance and sort of pushed off a little bit. He didn't even really have to do that. I think that's because the defensive back hit him in the face
Yeah.
mask, grabbed his face
Yep.
mask. But on the post corner, you sail the post route. DB closes space, you plant your foot in the ground, you hit the post corner, the back of the pylon. DB stays off of you and don't bite on the post, you go ahead and throw the post. The fact that Jalen Miro threw the ball while Jeremy Bernard was still coming out of his break tells you they knew that this kid was going to play that coverage, and they already had it in their mind. We about to run the post corner. Corner post, as some coaches call it, cop. We call it cop. Corner post corner. That is my favorite route of all time.
I could.
Ask Ty Hayes. Shout out to Ty Hayes around the corner. Excuse me, around the table, sports talk. You asked the broski Ty Hayes. I sent him a video where I was damn near ecstatic. Jake Merrill, Ty Hayes. I sent these guys videos because I love the post corner, bro. That is a route that you could throw all day if they line up in that coverage, unless you got Dion playing corner, right? So I
Yeah.
told you guys about that post corner. I'm gonna let Coach Carr give his superlatives, and then I'll get into mine. Coach Carr, I want some. So this is strictly on the offensive side of the ball. Give me some superlatives of what you saw, what you liked, and some things what you saw that you did not like. You there, Coach? Coach Carl.
He may be not on yet.
May not be on yet. Okay, well, I'll hop into mine right quick. Here's some things that I appreciated from the offense. And shout out to Memphis, though, who Coach Saban said would beat Florida State. Shout out to Memphis. Florida
Yep.
State is going through it, brother. They going through it. God
R.I.P.
bless them.
Norvell.
Yeah, man, they going through it. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So for the offense, to me, man, some things that I liked, I enjoyed that Jalen Miro is actually going from 1 to 2 before he hits his
Yep.
check down. I really enjoy the fact that he's hitting his check down on we call it check timing. I really enjoy that. That first check down he threw to E-Man, Emmanuel Henderson, was absolutely awesome. I think we need to try to get that kid the ball. He ran with hunger. Emmanuel Henderson's going to be a baller for us, young cat. Very fast first step. But I will say I sent a video to Ty as well as this. You know how you have some fans saying Jalen need to play running back. No, he does not.
Yep.
It's a big difference in playing running back and quarterback. I sent Ty a video showing you how quarterbacks are not programmed to hit holes. Quarterbacks are not programmed to plant their foot in the ground and hit holes because they don't carry the ball a lot like that 15, 16, 17 times per game. Jalen, on that first quarterback sneak we ran on third down that he tried to extend outside and we lost yards, I think. The hole was right there. They showed it in slow motion. The hole you could have drove a Mack
Yep.
truck through. The tackle, then the guard sealed their men from the inside. You know it's a great hole when you have your lineman with his back to you and he has sealed the defender from the hole. When this defender, lineman, hole, that's as
Yep.
perfect as it get. That means your offensive lineman has engaged and turned his defender. That is an absolute perfect hole. If Jalen had put his foot in the ground and cut up, it probably would have been a touchdown. You know what I mean? But it's a big difference in taking a handoff from the backfield and trying to,
Yeah.
decipher that between a quarterback keeper. So I love how they use Jalen Milrow. I didn't realize Wisconsin had that many off the ball linebackers. They had way more off the ball linebackers than I thought. Um, so I really enjoyed the down and distance. Some of the early third down calls, it was just poor execution. I really enjoy the fact that we got ourselves into an offensive line rhythm by running the ball. Running the ball, whether you're getting 2 yards or 6 yards, will always keep your offense in rhythm. Running the ball, being physical at the point of attack, that's what offensive linemen like to do. The more you lean on the defense, the more things will tend to come open. And I just got to call it again, Coach Carl, if you're listening. Post corner to Jeremy Bernard. We had a full class on the post corner on several shows. Post corner, man, that's my favorite route of any route on the route tree. And if you are going to play like that, you could throw the post corner all day because you got to make a decision. If your safety's not going to bump over and really crack down and give you, if you're going to squat on things like that, then you could throw that all day long. I had talked about earlier. I was dissatisfied with a few third downs because I didn't understand why if they were going to squat on routes like that, why were we being so conservative? Why were we being so pity pat? Throwing the little rainbow check down to Justice on 3rd and 4, and then Justice gets stopped. We didn't really give ourselves a chance. If they're gonna squat on the routes like that, you got to throw it downfield. I sent a video to Ty saying the same thing, and I'd be damned 2 plays later they hit Ryan downfield.
Yep.
So I Travel Peninsula Sportscast. What's up with you, bro? Good to see you, man. Joe Willie, what's up with you, brother? Good to see you. Joshua Rivera, good to see you guys, man. David Simpson, good to see you guys. So I was very impressed with that, man. Post corner. Any day we can score off a post corner route, Coach Sean is happy. That was Coach Sean's favorite route of all time. We burnt a lot of DB's asses on that red route, right? So I love that about our offense. I love to see us get better on third down, going into an aggressive defense like Georgia here in 2 weeks. I feel like we got to be better on third down. We got to be better as far as competent play calling on third down when you're playing against a defense that is as aggressive as Georgia's is. We can't be so predictable and running quarterback runs all the time. I think we done that to keep it vanilla. I really believe Coach DeBoer has a lot of more tools in the chest. I know just from coaching offense, anytime you can run your quarterback and pick up positive yards and kill time, that's what you do when you don't want to show a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
They didn't want to give Georgia any film. Georgia only has his Washington film in our first 2 games, 3 now. So that was very smart on Coach DeBoer's behalf. If you don't know, that was strictly to keep it vanilla, you right? We didn't really show a lot, for them to show on film. Shout out to my brother Moon Rocker. What's up, Moon Rocker? Good to see you, man. What's up, David? Good to see you, brothers. Um, so that's what it was for, man. The tidying up the seam. I wish we hadn't pulled that out, right?
Oh
I
my
wish we had
gosh.
kept that's something that we could have ran early in the game, but I'm assuming we wanted to keep that under our belt. Shout out to D Fin, AAMU. What's up, D Fin? How you doing, brother? We definitely have more. Anytime you can see consistent quarterback runs, man, that was strictly to keep it vanilla. They don't want to pull out a lot of. They don't want to give Georgia any film, right? All Georgia has to go on is Western Kentucky, South Florida, and Wisconsin, and Coach DeBoer at Washington. That was a strictly vanilla game plan. We scored 42 points, man. Yes, Georgia is off next week. So, Coach Carl, can you hear me, Coach Carl?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Coach Carl, again, I want you to give me some superlatives on offense. Give me some things that you like and some things that you didn't.
Now, what I did like is the deep shots. The deep shots on defense. I love that because the offense made the defense start bagging up. Once you get the defense bagging up, then you can start taking those gas and those long gas run plays when everything blocked down and jam middle bust through line of scrimmage for the long rush. That comes all deep routes. Comes all passes they deep down the field. The stuff I didn't like about the offense is like you said, those when you got 3rd down and 5, and then you throw a 2 yard pass out to the running back,
Yeah.
You didn't give yourself time to. Jalen Miller didn't give himself time to even try to survey down the field. He got the ball, boom, went straight to Jam Miller.
Especially
Instead
when
of
they squatting. Especially when they
yeah,
squatting, coach.
yeah, instead of just getting the ball, boom, just take a look downfield. It's Jam Miller, your check down. You take the look downfield, boom. Then you look at your check down. Your check down, this like I said, they're squatting on your check down. Hey, take
Yep.
off. You're not gonna get in the yardage anyway, so try to get the first down with your feet. Or hey, take a shot, man. Try to fit one in. You know, work on some stuff that you could probably do. Take a chance, try to throw one in tight coverage. Cause you're gonna have to do that against Georgia anyway, because Georgia gonna do the same thing. They're gonna try to shut down the run, they're gonna sit on the coverages and make you make tight throws. So why not take it then? Take a shot then, take a chance. The defense playing outstanding. Hey, take a shot, take a chance. And I really didn't like some of the play calling with the run game, with knowing that Wisconsin best attributes on defense was the outside, taking away the outside with them linebackers because they had those fast linebackers, and then you're running directly into what Wisconsin's strengths are. You can't do that. I understand, like you said, it was vanilla offense, but you still run a vanilla offense. You still can't run into a defensive strength. If you're gonna run vanilla offense, just hand it off at dives, you run a vanilla offense, just run dives, and then leave all your zone reads and your zone stretch plays for Georgia because Georgia would have never seen you running. So everything you're doing now, you just stretching everything to the outside, and then you run into the strength of most defenses. Those defenses now they got small, fast linebackers, so you can't keep running dead into the outside. So with that part of it, man, I do like the zone read. The zone read is fantastic. The way Jalen Miro runs it, shit, damn near unstoppable. If you hit the right gas at the right time, they go in the distance. We've been seeing that now for 3 weeks in a row. So I love that zone read concept. I wish you would just take the time and just make a little bit more reads, but maybe he doing that to make Georgia think that he can't read, and then Georgia start coming up, boom, after they get off their first read, and they just start coming at him, and then he check down or he get to the second read and have a wide open receiver. I do love that post corner, like you say. That post corner is probably one of the best routes in college football.
Sir.
If you had a receiver that knows how to run it.
Facts.
If you don't have a receiver that knows how to set up the post corner, it ain't that good.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
that is probably one of the best one. And then, I mean, like I said, man, Hollywood. They gave the kid the Hollywood name for a reason. Shit. 17-year-old doing this. I knew he was gonna get off this year, but at this point, like I didn't think he was gonna be getting off at this point. I figured probably like week 6, he had been got college football under his wraps. He'd start figuring out his speed versus different type defenses. But this kid is on the burn, man. He's on a road, man. That I don't think I've seen a freshman in a long time. Him and Jeremiah Smith is taking college football by storm at wide receiver. He doing stuff Mark Cooper didn't do at Alabama, bro. So and it's getting scary.
I
It's
mean,
getting scary.
let me say this, coach. I'm on the Ryan Williams train, and he's doing some wonderful things, man. But I remember Coop now against the big games, killing Auburn, killing Georgia when they had
But see,
Aaron Murray,
that
killing.
was his,
I need to see
that
this.
was that was
I want to see
sophomore
him do
junior
this
year.
next in 2 weeks.
That's sophomore junior year. I'm talking about freshman year. This kid doing stuff.
Freshman,
This kid doing
yeah,
stuff as a freshman, man. We ain't have nobody do. Him and Rose made these big catches his freshman year.
yeah.
Now he made it down there. He made was I ain't seen him doing this. I in college football as a freshman, especially kids in high school. Those
I
high
think you're in
school
the
kids
matrix. I think you're in the matrix a
really
little bit, coach.
trying.
Your voice going in and out.
Oh, I said, well,
There you
most
go.
high school kids, man, don't. Most high school kids, man, don't come into college, man. This boy should be in high school, and this boy in college
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
up, man.
He'd only
So
had his
that's the
license
thing
for a
I'm saying.
year, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I can see if he was a true freshman, but he's a high
Yeah.
school senior. So by next year, by him being a high school, a true freshman next year, but he'll be a sophomore in college. I hate to see him next year.
Yeah.
What he
All
doing
facts,
now,
man.
and then you mess around, get Caleb Olam and some of the other wide receivers in the mix. I do like the fact that we end up getting a tight end in the mix in this game, but I hate the fact that it was late in the game and we gave up tight end seam play that we probably, like you said, could have used against Georgia.
Gonna be all over
Giovanni
that.
Bernard, Giovanni Bernard finally came to life, which is good. Now that it makes a threat, give Georgia something else to look at because Ryan Williams taking the top off defense and he's such a big playmaker, a big threat. It's gonna open up the passing game for other players, and I hope other players be able to capitalize on the fact that Georgia gonna have to put a safety on top of Ryan. So, I
Yeah.
mean,
All facts, man. All facts. I agree with my brother Moon Rocker, man. That's why I left this comment up there. You know, I, again, man, no complaints from me on the offensive end, but we got to get Kendrick the ball, man. Good Lord. At least some targets. They didn't even target the kid, man.
At all.
It, it's like, damn, we got to find a way to use that kid as explosive as he is, man. That kid is explosive. We got to try to find. I hope we just wait until the Georgia game to try to unleash him. Good night, man. Shout out to David, man. Shout out to my brother Moonrock with a great comment, man. D Finn is in the house. What's up, D Finn? Joe Willie is in the house, man. My brother Henry Campbell. You know what I mean? What's up,
baby
Henry? How you
phones.
doing, man? Good to see you, bro. YT Bama's in the house. Man, listen, Matt Farms is in here. Joseph Rivera is in here, man. Nicole is in. What's up, Nicole? How you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Roll Tide to you. Goof is in the house. What's up, Goof? How you doing, bro? Taylor Burger is in here. What's up, Taylor Burger? How you doing, my brother? Sweet home Bama, as I said, man. Lisa Fitch, Lisa Raw. What's up, Lisa? It's my partner right there, man. Everybody go tap in with Lisa for sure. Her page be cracking. I'm telling you, man. Go check her out, man. Definitely. No J Speed 3 is in here. What's up, No J? How you doing, my brother, man? Ramajama Taylor is in the house. What's up with you, Ramajama? Bama fan is in here. What's up with you, man? Tina's in here. What's up, Tina? You at work grinding out, my sweetie right there. Bama fan doing his thing. D fan, as I said. Tay McClendon doing his thing. What's up, Tay? I started to hate the fact that we have been so spoiled with so much winning. We can't just accept the win. We got fans on other channels talking about how Milrow suck. Yeah, and you know what, Tay?
It's
I've come
ridiculous.
to the conclusion, brother, that's just gonna come with it, man.
Yep.
We just I don't even tell them, I don't even try to, you know, uh divert the conversation any differently, brother, because it's just gonna be, man, right? You can't be perfect, I suppose. The kid did everything he was supposed to do, right? Some of the play calls weren't to his strengths, and he still made something out of nothing, right? And we still, it's just gonna be like that, man. Man, Tay, it just is what it is, brother, right? Xavier Barker, what's up with your brother? Roll Tide to you, man. And my brother Bear in the house doing his thing. 42-10. Bear was right. Give that man from Birmingham his just due. Shout out to Ensley High School and the homie Bear for sure, my brother from another mother. Um, I mean, how much more can you ask the kid to do, man? I mean, the kid took what they gave him in routes. He didn't turn the ball over as far as interceptions. The kid was the best athlete on the field. He made everybody else look like they were in slow motion, right? And sometimes Jalen wasn't even at top speed. He jogged in, right? They called several offensive plays for him. That tells me that they were just trying to be vanilla. When they played man coverage on the backside, Jalen made him pay for it. When they played quarters, Jalen made him pay for it. When they tried to zone up, Jalen made him pay for it. He
Yep.
showed on film whatever you want to play in your secondary, whether you want to play two safety high, one safety middle of the field, one safety half field, whether you want to play your linebackers in the blocks, back them off, zone them, whatever you want to do, I have a way to kill you because you can't coach what that kid is doing. Even when the offensive play was boo boo, right? The kid made something out of nothing. I think people just want to complain just because I don't know, brother. I don't know what else the man could have
You,
done, right? Shout out to everybody loves Ebony. What's up with you? Everybody loves Ebony Double E in the house, man. Good to see you, Ebony. So glad to see you, man. Robert Brock, what's up with you, Robert Rock, man? Roll Tide to you, brother. Milrow, let me tell you something. Milrow is efficiently having one of the better seasons in college football. We didn't need him to go out and throw for 3,000 yards today, right? We wanted to see competent offense, and that's what we saw. John, give it
well,
to me on the defensive side of the ball, and whatever your thoughts are.
yeah.
Give me
So
your
look,
thoughts, and then give me your defensive thoughts.
I think there's something we're overlooking. I'm going to stay on the offense just for 1 second here. One thing that I think is being overlooked, guys. I understand that like you may not want to run Milrow a lot and stuff like that, but what did they do by running him a lot? They worked in a lot of pin and pulling, right?
It's facts.
And what did we just get back on the line today that has not played a snap all season?
Hey,
Proctor. A lot
yeah,
of these plays were probably to get this guy back in the groove of being on the
whole
field
fact.
and running this offense. So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of that play calling was predicated to Proctor, right? So, and Van Dyke going out in the first series, right? So, I mean, once again, I do believe when Van Dyke went out, and I forgot the cat's name that came in to replace him, second string guy, like, coach, speak on me because I'm not a coach, but does that alter the way your game plan kind of maneuvers, right?
What did you
So,
say again, John? I'm sorry.
so I'm asking you, like, so Van Dyke went out, right?
Yeah,
We knew the threat he was. His
yes,
backup, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Lock.
Lock. There we go.
not.
Is
Yeah,
that going to dictate how the rest of this game is going to be called? In other words, if we don't have to expose as much, and we think that we can do this to win the game and get through and not expose anything to Georgia, is that something that they could have done?
that's the whole facts. When you get another, think about it. You practice all week for one quarterback. Your reps are based off your defensive reps are based off what they do with this guy, right?
Yeah,
Another quarterback comes in, so you play your base until he proves he can beat you overhead. If he
yeah,
can't beat you overhead, then you go with your same defensive,
got you.
your same game script, right?
Yeah,
If he
and
can't prove that he can do anything differently, then you play the game as it should. But yes, it could throw a monkey wrench in everything.
And that's what I'm saying. I felt like, in a way, you're working back in Proctor, right? That's going to predicate some of the play calling. From what I've seen from 2-4-5 defenses, pin and pulling and running the quarterback is going to kill you. RPOs are going to kill the
Yes,
defense. And I felt like Nick Sheridan, like he placated this offense to do what Milrow's skill set lets him do, which is be
facts.
a dynamic runner, right? So I get it. We may not want to run Milrow as much, but here's the thing. We're either going to complain and whine about not running him enough, or we're going to complain and whine about running him too much.
Facts.
You know what I
All
mean? So
facts.
what do you want? Like, you can't have it all. It's just like saying we didn't get the ball to Kendrick Law and Kobe Prentice. Well, you have Ryan Williams, you have Jeremy Bernard, you have Dupree, you have all these players. You're not going to be able to get the ball in all these dudes' hands. All I know as an Alabama fan is I want the hands in the best player. You get what I'm saying? I want the
Yeah.
ball in the best players' hands, which is Milrow and Ryan Williams, in my opinion, including the running backs. Outside of that, you're kind of just adjusting, in my opinion. But that's just me. But anyways, off my tangent. If you guys have anything to say on that, I'll move on to the defense. As far as the defense, we're still getting burnt on the back end. I mean, there was a couple of times where it could have been, once again, walk-in touchdowns, especially I believe it was Xavier Brown on one of them. I mean, the guy was like probably 7 yards ahead of him. I couldn't believe he missed him, to be honest with you. I counted probably 2 or 3 where it was that bad. So that's still a problem. The wrapping up, still a problem. There was some plays where I was surprised. Wisconsin, they were getting more physical than we were in some of these plays. Not for the most part, but there were occasions where that was happening. I know the third downs didn't look great, but we still held them to quite, let me bring up the team stats here. I know we held them to 3 of 14 on third down. So we're still under 20% as far as getting the teams off the field on third down goes. Didn't allow them really to break off anything running. They did average 4.5, but I can handle that from Wisconsin because throughout this year, if you looked at their games, they've kind of predicated themselves still more to running than passing, but they're working more into passing. But the moment Van Dyke went out, we should have just loaded the box at that point, in my opinion. Yeah, and let me get back to my notes. I think that's pretty much all I had. I love Deontay Lawson. and I'm going to keep saying this until I think someone hears it. Deontay Lawson's an amazing linebacker. Deontay Lawson cannot get off blocks. When that man gets a body in front of him, he cannot get off of him at all. Just to get in the way or stop or interfere or something, he just completely gets blocked out. It's been happening in every game I've seen so far. Unfortunately, Richard Young got hurt. Already mentioned that. Q-Rob, hats off to him. The dude continues to come in and continues to live in the backfield. Unfortunately, Russaw got hurt, which I don't know the extent of that. Like I said, wrapping up still a problem. Still getting beat down the field. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot to take from this defense when you look at it, but we played lock more than obviously Van Dyke, and I don't know how much you want to take from that. But I still think we got a good defense. We still got a lot to work on. But, man, Tim Keenan, that dude is just monster status.
Monster.
LT
Overton.
The lick he put on that quarterback.
Growing up right before your eyes, man.
Like, you see these guys, and you have the obvious ones, right? So we can go down the list here. But, yeah, I think it continues to be an issue, too. Every team continues to attack the seams against us in that slot position. So, and they're going to continue to do it, I guess. And hopefully we get something straightened out by the time Georgia comes around.
So let me tell you this before I pass it to my brother, Coach Carl. Let me say why I am not comfortable. I take the other side of it, John, respectfully. I ain't comfortable with just getting it to him and Ryan, because here's the thing. When you play better competition, like we're about to play here in 2 weeks, and they have corners who can play Ryan, and they take him away.
No, of course.
Right? Georgia's going to line up in 2 safety high. They're not going to play 1 safety high unless we just gashing them, right? Kirby going to play what he always play, 2 safety high, and he going to make us prove we can throw the ball.
Yep.
If they manage to take Ryan away or give him some extra coverage to make it difficult for him, we have got to show that we can throw the ball to other people. Now, I don't know how comfortable I feel experimenting with that against Georgia's defense, because they're going to be they will play as aggressive as we've played, as any team we've played. They will attack Jalen. They're not going to play him no different than I don't know if you remember this, but they did a pretty decent job on him, man, last time, right? Now we hurt. Jalen just didn't line up and do what he wanted to do against Georgia. Now we did hurt them on some third down plays with his running, right? But me personally, I want to see other people step up and get open and at least get some targets, because we're gonna need to count on these guys with better competition. And before I get the fans in my inbox, and when I say fans, I'm talking about the people that we don't really know that well.
Yeah.
Talking about I'm not a real fan and look at the score. You have to understand, respectfully, I don't look at the game like normal people. I look at the game just like it was if I was coaching at Alabama. I see the things that will hurt us against other teams.
Yep.
I'm not here to say we done nothing bad. I'm just saying I see things that if we do against a better competition, it's going to hurt us. You know, that's all I'm saying, right? So Coach Carl, give me your defensive superlatives, things that you liked and things that you saw that may hurt us in the future.
Well, defense, man, y'all said it just about all, man. I do not like. I don't like Red Morgan in coverage, man.
Nope.
Coverage, right? Yeah.
Red Morgan is talented. He'd probably be great next year, but right now, I don't like Red Morgan playing safety at all for me. It got to be somebody else better to cover right now at safety than Red Morgan. Zay Brown, he played really good in certain instances, but I don't think he's a little slow, so he get beat. He do get beat deep, so I think it's probably more like speed probably, but I don't know if it's technique, because he seemed to be real technical. So it got to be something with speed wise, or maybe he focusing a little too much on in the backfield. So there's something going on with that, with those two freshmen, and then with DeMonte Jackson. Once he get beat, he start grabbing, reaching. So the back end of the defense is starting to know a little bit, starting to turn out a little bit more concerning. What I love about the back end is Keon Sapp. The dude is always at the ball.
Yeah.
He just missed timing his jumps just a little bit too much. If he timed his jumps right, he had 2 picks today, maybe 3. But I mean, outside edge rusher, you're not gonna be able to do too much on the inside. But when they start trying to compensate for the outside edge rushing for the linebackers on the outside, once they try to compensate for that, we start getting gas up the middle. Other than that, Georgia probably gonna try to stretch around us and beat us on the outside. So that's a concern. So we got some concerns on defense when it comes down to Georgia in 2 weeks. And if we can't figure out the outside runs and what we're doing at safety, we're gonna be in a dog fight, and we may look around, man. We may look up in the third quarter and we be down a touchdown or 2 or more playing against Georgia because we can't come out with the same vanilla offense, and you can't come out experimenting against Georgia. Like you say, I think they're holding Kendrick Law back because in the first game you see some things that they were doing with Kendrick Law, some motions, some screens, some jets they were doing with Kendrick Law, and then game 2 they didn't do much with Kendrick Law. Game 3 they didn't do nothing with Kendrick Law. So maybe they holding these things back. They didn't do nothing with Kobe Prentice. So I'm thinking that maybe they just holding stuff back, trying to wait and trying to get everything fine and iron out, fine tuned for Georgia. But we gotta solidify that defense because Georgia is not a team to be experimented with on defense. Georgia coming to Tuscaloosa, knowing that Nick Saban is no longer there. Kirby hadn't beat Alabama in the regular season. Kirby coming to down Tuscaloosa to get revenge. But last time he played Bama, Bama put boot to ass, and Kirby want revenge. Those Georgia boys that didn't go to Alabama, that went to Georgia, they coming to Tuscaloosa to prove a point. And we gotta be ready. I love what direction the team going, but on defense, losing Craig Russell today, and I hope it ain't nothing serious. It could be detrimental if it's serious because Keon Keeley's not ready. Even though Q-Rob comes in as a pass rush, but Q-Rob is not that physical monster as Quay
Gets
is.
the run. Yeah, gets the run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
he's
hurts
not.
to run.
Yeah, he's not that monster. So I mean, oh my goodness, I don't know, man. It's like when Quay went.
He hit that spot when he was driving.
I
That
think
dead
your voice
zone.
went out, Coach. I think we don't hear we hear nothing. We don't hear nothing from you, Coach. I
Yeah, I
think you
think.
went to a dead spot.
Yeah, I think you dropped to a dead spot.
Yeah. So let me give you mine to Coach get back. Um, here's the thing with mine. Davin Johnson said, I don't know, Coach Bama destroyed UGA with Mechie and Jamo, but yeah, Davin, but that was a different QB. That was a QB that looked to pass first at all times, right? Different scheme, different everything, right? Um, Tate McClendon says, I Bama fan, I just got into a full-blown argument with a Bama content creator. Man said some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. Said he prefer a pick from an actual QB more than a punt from Milrow. Tay, you can't, you know what, brother? I've learned doing this content stuff, bro.
You gotta ignore it.
Yeah, man, because this is my first time ever doing any internet stuff. So I used to tell my brother Coach Smook. Coach Smook was the one who really pushed me to do this. And Smook was the one who always set the borders for me and tell me don't do that or don't do this. Because Smook been doing this internet stuff for a long time. So I told him the one reason I never liked doing this because I would always want to cuss folks out. What the but you just can't do that, bro. Like some people just don't know, Tay. Like they think they know. Like my uncles. My uncles was basketball players, right? They've been watching football for 30, 40, 50 years, and they swear they know. Can't tell you the difference in backpedaling and scooching, but they swear they know, right? So you can't argue with some people, man. Some are crimson glasses out, some are not gonna be, some let their personal feelings, what's inside them come out and won't give love where it need to be, won't get, it's just fans, bro. You just got to just give your humble opinion and let it go, man. Here's my take, man. And Coach Carl, if you good, I'll let you come back in. My take is this on the defense. First of all, Wisconsin's offense held a lot. When I say they held a lot, bro, they was like I guess they teach that because that was like an art for them. Them dudes was holding, bro. Like, damn, I was like, are they gonna call any holding on these dudes? Number 71, that left tackle, bro, and his hands was not inside. Bro was holding several times. LT Overton rushed, and I swear he had him in a chokehold, bro, like around the neck. I was like, so they were holding, that Lawson hit. That's how you play football, man. I want to give Deontay Lawson his credit because you don't really see the stick with the wrap up no more. These kids nowadays love throwing the shoulder into you and knocking you out, the knockout punch. But that's how you play linebacker, bro. You come up and you stick and you wrap up. Remind me of Marvin Constant, right? That boy Marvin would come up and stick that ass, boy, and wrap up. That's football. That's what we need from our linebackers, man. He do get caught up on blocks some. I think he gets too aggressive at times. And once the big linemen get their hands on you, he do struggle at times of getting off blocks, right? And that's just over aggression. That's just over aggression. It can be taught. We got to fix the perimeter defense, bro. It's no reason for Wisconsin to hit our perimeter like that and get as many positive yards as they did. It's no reason for that. Our perimeter defense has not looked good in none of the 3 games to me, right? We were being able to be hit on the perimeter with running backs, man. Shout out to my brother, Coach Al. What's up, Coach? Me and Coach Al talked through the whole game, man. Georgia is going to attack that perimeter with fierce velocity. And Georgia's offensive line is much better than the offensive line we just played. Georgia's offensive line is a different scheme. They lean on you a lot, they lean on you, hat on the hat blocking. They're not really a zone scheme like that. They run some zone, but these guys are hat on the hat. They like to lean on you. So the perimeter, we got to fix that. The middle of the field, we got to fix that as well, man. I didn't like them attacking the middle of the field, man, right behind our linebackers. That seems to be an area that they had some success hitting. We were either playing too shallow or too in the box. I don't know. We have some issues at the Husky position. Shout out to Lil Red. Red is aggressive as hell, but he reminds me at this stage of his career of DeMarco Helms. Red will knock your head off. He'll knock your head off, man. That boy gonna be really, really good. But I think what I noticed about him, you could tell he's not used to playing that kind of coverage because when he's singled up out there, he'll wait till the receiver get to him, try to jam him, and then the dude just run right by him, right? That stuff can be taught. It can be taught. Red will pick that up. He's young. He'll pick that up, right? I don't think they're going to put him in a bad situation going forward with Georgia. Red is an asset in the box. Kid will stick his head in there and stop the ball carrier. He has his issues in coverage, as all DBs do at times. But I'm gonna tell you a kid that's growing up right before your eyes, LT Overton. LT Overton is, to me, right now, is playing better than John Moran Lathan. LT Overton is playing, and what I like about him, he's aggressive in the run and the pass, right? Pass rush, he coming. Run game, he coming. He almost get too aggressive at times, right? And take himself out of the play. LT Overton is growing up right before your eyes. Tim Keenan, to me, is the MVP of the defense so far. Tim Keenan, let me tell you something, man. I don't know if you guys watch film, if you have DVR on your TV, go back and watch number 96. Tim is putting belt to some ass on all offensive linemen. They were having to double that kid. Tim is like right now, he looks so much better than Tim is our best interior defensive lineman, bro. I'm telling you that. Number 96 is playing himself into the first round if he keep playing this way. As big as he is, he don't take plays off. That big rascal will pass rush. He'll play the run. He play leverage personally. I seen them double team Tim, and he's still fighting. He didn't get knocked out of the play like most. He still was fighting. Tim Keenan is an absolute asset. Now, the third downs, John gave you the stat. To me, it can be skewed because I don't like letting teams like Wisconsin extend drives, right? A team like that, I think Coach Al said it best. Coach Al texted me and said, man, we letting these busters drive down the field. What Coach Al was saying was, yes, it wasn't a flashy offense. But if it's 3rd and 4, damn it, we got to get off the field. We got to get off the field. We did that against Western Kentucky. We did that against South Florida. Yes, our defense did well. But what we're saying is on 3rd down, we call that the money down. You got to get off the field. We can't let them keep getting 1st down and extending the drive. Now we stop them, of course, right? But what happens when you play better competition, guys? What happens when you play better competition? We can't give up 1st downs, man. You got to keep them behind the chains, way behind the chains. So that's something we got to fix on defense, man. We got to fix defense because Georgia has a quarterback in Carson Beck that if we're in man coverage and the receiver gets a step on the DB, he's not going to miss that. He's not, he'll be the best quarterback we've played this season so far, by far. Like it's not even close, right? Carson Beck will not miss those throws. So we got to shore up our back end. We got to get some pressure on the quarterback, more pressure on the quarterback, and we got to fix the perimeter of our defense. Shout out to Sun with the $20 super chat. Bama gets an A overall today. Offense gets an A. Defense gets an A. Secondary gets a B. Quarterback gets an A. And though I love what I saw, I'm a little sad how little time Kobe is getting. Yeah. Thoughts on Kobe and Kendrick Law and offense so far? First of all, Sun, thank you, brother. Thank you for that super chat.
Absolutely.
Much love to you. Roll Tide to you. My brother Buck in the house. What's up, Buck? How you doing, Buck? Good to see you, man. Sun, I appreciate you more than you know, man. Thank you for that. I agree with you 1,000%. I'm thinking, I mean, John and some of the coaches are saying that maybe we're just spoon feeding those guys into the Georgia game. I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think that's the case because you got to work your offense, right? You got to work the problem. You got to work your offense, man. I get it. Ryan may be a cut above, as they say, right? But what happens is all I'm asking when a better defense is able to run with Ryan and take Ryan away. What happens then? Who's gonna step up then? Um, so I'd love to see them get the ball to other people. If for nothing else, just to show you can damn do it. So thank you, son. I appreciate you. What you got, John? What you say?
and so I just looked up. There's about 4 to 5 articles saying that according to a couple of the practices, Kendrick Law and Kobe Prentice have special packages developing for them. So I think it has a lot to do with. I think it's something. I guess, are we seeing almost like a page of this offense being opened up each game, right, leading up to the Georgia game, maybe? Because it seems like you've seen 3 different style of offenses, right, so far for each game, in my opinion, at least the way they're ran. It shows that I guess it looks like if you go read the articles that these guys are seeing a lot of specific packages with them being ran in it, and it's probably something you didn't see on there. And to your point, Coach, you say getting off on 3rd down. We're 43rd in the country on 1st down defense, which is not good. So a lot of our yards are given up on 1st down,
Yes.
which is why it seems so bad by the time you do get around to 3rd down. Because if they're getting their yards on 1st down, what does that mean? By 3rd down comes around, it's most likely 3rd and short.
Yes.
So
let me bring it to you, Coach Carl. After this, let me get this last super chat. Sun, my brother Sun, one more time. Sab is that dude. Yes, Sun. Sab is becoming a weapon. That kid is really, really flourishing in this defense. He's becoming an asset on the back end. He is an asset on the back end. I can't agree with you more, son. You 1,000% right. Son, thank you. $2 super chat from Son. Much love and roll tide to you, son. Let me get this real quick, Coach Carl. Coach Al says, facts, Coach Sean. We ain't there yet. At UGA's level, not yet our defensive line, the interior D-line, just hasn't shown me that they can consistently stuff the run, and our linebacker fits aren't there. Well, I tell you what, Coach Allen, you 100% right. This game coming up is going to force our hand. It's going to make or break, man. The dam going to either hold up or it's going to break. This team is aggressive. They got linemen that will get up to the 2nd level easily. So we'll know. We'll know, man. Coach Carl, shout out to Antoine Character. What's up, Antoine, man? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you in here. Sam, what's up? Todd, what's up? As I said, my brother Buck, what's up? So, Coach Carl, let me get it on the defensive side, man. Talk to me. I know this is your side of the ball, is. Talk to me and let me know what your thoughts.
Man, defensively, I'm thinking that with this 4-2-5, I think they're gonna probably switch it down and may run a 4-3 against Georgia, or they're gonna probably try to put instead of having that one big overwhelming guy in the middle with another little speed rusher at the tackle. Like right now, he has one big guy, Tim Kenyon, in the middle, and then he put a smaller, more athletic rusher beside Tim Kenyon, trying to get more speed on the end, trying to draw a double team, then trying to get a speed of rusher from the interior, and then outside they're trying to just run containment. So I think when it comes down to Georgia, you probably gonna have to put another big guy in the middle beside Tim Keenan. Maybe LT, not LT Overton, but the big guy. What's his name from last year?
John
Otis.
Murray or
Otis.
Otis. Jaheim
Jaheim.
Otis.
yeah.
Put Keenan and Otis side by side. Tim Smith is not getting the push that everybody thought that Tim Smith what should be getting. He's not getting that push, so we need to find another big guy to get beside Tim Keenan third to give us push in the interior. Because we find another guy that can give you push inside the interior, then you can stick another smaller but more physical guy on the outside. And then you can have the other speed rush on the other side, that wolf on the other side. That's another speed rusher. Now we have three solid, more physical defenders on that line that can actually push a pocket. At that point, Georgia will have to try running everything outside. Then you can start shading your linebackers toward the weak side of the defense, because you don't have to worry about Georgia running interior or on the strong side of your defense. You shift everything, make Georgia run the way you want Georgia to run. At that point, once you shut down that running game, now you forcing everything on Carson Beck's hands. And with the pass rusher that we have coming off the edge, the speed coming off the edge, Carson Beck don't read the speed rush as fast as people think he does. He don't process the speed of defensive end as fast as folks think he does. He gets the ball off fast because a lot of times it's quick outs and people giving them 7-yard, 10-yard cushion. So he can pick up the 10-yard cushion fast. All you gotta do is just check who give you the bigger cushion. Boom, quick check down, you throw the ball off fast. But if you press man or you play 2 yards off man, and now you have to make Carson read and react, I don't think Georgia can play that well in that type of defense. We've seen it on certain games, even in some of them put teams that they don't play the first 2 games. Once they start running pressure man, they really didn't move the ball. But when they start playing off and Georgia started getting down here running game, they start turning up the offense, turning up defense, and they running straight down on you, blow you out of the stadium. So I just think defensive different looks, because everybody know Bobo is Bobo. He's gonna try to do all this vanilla run game, running down your throat, play action pass, take shots when he can. He's never gonna change. It's not like you got Todd Muckins back there. If it was Muckins, I'd be very concerned. Not very concerned with Bobo. Bobo is Bobo. We just gonna have to come in there. K. Womack gonna have to figure out, go back, do some research on Bobo, come out, press some pressure. I don't know what we're gonna do besides with Lawson. Like you said, man, Lawson either he hits the wrong hole and can't get off a block, or once he hit the hole and blow the play up, he's dynamic. But when he runs the hole and when he hits the wrong hole to get on block, he's stuck. He can't get off blocks for no reason at all. And playing against Georgia, when that center force double team, boom, he shed, get up to Dan Lawson. I don't see Lawson getting off his center block. I don't see Lawson getting off a guard block. I just don't see it happen. Mm-hmm. And if he can't shed a block, Georgia gashing. And Big may not have to throw a pass if Lawson can't get off a block. We know Cameron's a monster, but we got to figure out some kind of way to either scheme Lawson or keep Lawson shedding and find a way for them to turn them, get Lawson to start shedding blocks, bend the knee, turn the shoulder, do something to shed blocks because that's the bigger issue that we have right now with the linebacker core. Nobody getting off blocks. If they can get off the block, we'll be okay. If they don't get off the blocks, Georgia gonna pound our ass all night and probably gonna lead Tuscaloosa with a victory. Offensive wise, we can probably score, but we're not gonna score that consistently on Georgia because Kirby gonna make the adjustments at halftime, and that's gonna be the biggest key. So we just gotta figure this thing out, man. Defensive wise, K. Warman got his hands full, man. And I think that I really do think, me personally, I would try to go four big linemen or three big linemen on the speed edge, rush kind of like Nick Saban done back in the day. Put me three big rushers and a Will Anderson on the outside. And then come down the third down, have me two big rushers and a Will Anderson and a Data Turn on the outside. So that we can bend, force step, run into our big guys or run into our linebackers. And that's the only way you can really play Georgia because the scheme is never going to change with Kirby. You just got to make Kirby make mistakes.
All facts. All facts, coach. I agree with you 1,000%. Shout out to Sam. First, shout out to James Richards, our resident Georgia fan, man. James, always respectful dude. Got major love for James, man. He always come in, represent his team, never talk crazy. Shout out to James, man. James, y'all the number one big dog right now, brother. But Bama coming, man. Shout out to you, James. Much love, man. Shout out to Sam. Sam talks about our receivers, John. He says the receivers has the credit. Well, here's the thing, Sam. There's several times where these receivers we're talking about are open. They are open, brother. That's kind of what Moon Rock and everybody's
Yeah.
asking. They're not getting targeted. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's a part of the plan. It may be just like John just said, right? None of us know. We're just pointing it out. Um, Justin Summerlin says, Coach Sean Roll Tide, bro. I think we're ready for Georgia. Georgia really doesn't look that good to me. I watched them and they have a lot of flaws. I agree too, Justin, but this is what I say about Georgia. I get credit with credit due. Georgia looks to me like they already know their identity. Like they don't get outside themselves. Any team that know their identity this early in the season is going to be a problem. They don't seem to have the issues we have with they know who they are, right? I guess that's the best what I'm trying to say. They know
Yeah.
who they are. Try to put in this sportscast. Any updates on the injuries? Not any more than what we
No.
saw. Travel, I think, is just Quay Roos. And what I think when I saw Quay coming off the field, he couldn't put no weight on that leg. So that might not, it might
None.
be ankle. I don't know, man. He couldn't put no weight on it, so that's never good. Quay, Malachi, even Tim Kenny got dinged up a little bit. He still would play though. Who else? Quay, Malachi.
Quay Malachi and oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah,
if you look at Quay, his knee got the side of his knee, his ACL got rolled up on. If you watch it, and I've had that happen to me. It look, in my opinion, it looks like something like a hyperextension, right? So because it just
Yeah,
the way it
Richard.
folded in. Richard Young, there we go.
Yeah,
Richard Young was the
Richard
other
Young.
one.
Yeah, Richard
I,
Young.
I didn't even see what happened to Richard Young, other than he just was on the ground. Honestly, I didn't see at all what happened.
What you think about this, John? Travis Paneer says Jaheim Otis should be starting over Tim Smith. Tim Smith did get wiped off a couple plays, man. He did.
He I actually can't disagree with that because I thought Tim Smith would be one of the strengths as far as like I'm not saying he's gonna get the most sacks, right? But he would at least create some chaos, you know, and get a little bit of push. I don't see anything coming off of Smith, to be honest with you. And Otis, he's a little bit lighter, he's a little bit more dynamic now than what he was in the past when he first got to Alabama. He was a big old boy. But yeah, no, I mean at this point, you got to put the best players on the field, right? I mean, I know it sounds just given, but I think that's what it comes down to.
Listen, a big shout out, man. I got to give a the biggest shout out to Jenny, man. Jenny Shackney, right here, man. Coach Sean, Roll Tide. Met Jenny at A Day. Jenny, man, I get strength from Jenny. Jenny had stage 4 cancer, man. Strongest young
Oh,
lady I've ever met, man. You can't even tell. High spirited. Prayers for Jenny and her family. She loved my daughter, man. Absolutely inspiring to me. While I got the nerve to complain about rain and things of that nature, I get inspired by people like Jenny. I pray for her and her family. an absolute outstanding woman, man. Love Jenny to death, man. Love her family. Shout out to you, Jenny. Roll Tide. Biggest Bama fan ever. Much love to Jenny, man. Much love to Jenny. Love you to death, Jenny, man. Thank you so much for coming to see me. I get inspired when I see you, and that's a whole fact, man. Love you, Jenny, for sure. Roll
Big
Tide.
prop.
OG Ephraim in here.
Same,
Go ahead, Coach Carr.
I want to say big up, Jenny.
same.
Big ups, Jenny. Facts. Love Jenny, man. That lady, here I am complaining about stuff that don't even matter. And this lady is going through the fight of her life, man. It really put life into perspective. Much, much love to her, man. You are people like that who I look up to and I gain strength from. I love you, Jenny. That's a whole fact, man. Shout out to my brother, Patriot Life, too, Rob, man. We all, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. Shout out to Rob. Much love for sure, for sure. Um, so James, speak on this, John. James said, whatever coach makes best adjustments in the second half will win the UGA Bama game. What you think about that, John?
And I keep saying this, and I've said it 3 games in a row now. I think Kane Womack does a great job of adjustments in game. And the reason why I speak to that so much is because Pete Golding did what? He made no in-game adjustments. You would see a slight adjustment maybe at halftime, but that's it. You guys can hear me still, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, it just went dead silent in my ear. So yeah, no. I think I agree with that 100%. I think it's going to come down to adjustments. And Nick Sheridan in this game, by the way, if you paid close attention in the first half, he scooted our slot farther and farther out, right? And it really exposed that nickel back, and it gave away the nickel back. And the more you saw that happen, the more you saw Jalen Milrow focusing on nickel back and adjusting these plays. I'm excited just to see the staff progress week by week, not just the players. And at the end of the day, I have to keep reminding myself, this staff has not been there 16 years, right? They have been there 3 games.
Yes.
So, if they're doing, in my opinion, this good this early, outside of some things, obviously new staffs will have to adjust to, I'm excited. But I agree with Coach Carl. I believe he said it. Red Morgan. Look, Devontae Smith, in my opinion, has been playing better than Red Morgan. I think he plays the pass a little bit better. And when it comes to Deontay Lawson, I've been saying it now for 3 weeks. He can't get off blocks. I think you almost have to play him like we did CJ Mosley. You have to shade him to let him get into coverage maybe more often, something along that line, because the moment he gets anybody on him, he cannot shed the block. And he gets ran out of the play most of the time. So, or he's over pursuing. It's one of those 2 things.
I want to give a big shout out to the Wisconsin fans, man. I got 2 partners that went to this game. Shout out to any fans from Wisconsin that are in here, man. You guys really showed up. They said their tailgate was outstanding. Their fans were loud all throughout the game. They really supported their team, and they didn't leave early. Shout out to the Wisconsin Badgers, man. Luke Fickle is going through some things up there. You guys were a power. They honored Ron Dane, who I used to look up to. Ron was an absolute monster, right? And I still think he should be the rushing leader of all time because they don't count. Because back then they didn't count bowl stats, which that's stupid as they come because he actually ran for those yards. Shout out to Ron Dane, one of the best to ever do it, man. And I tell you this, Luke is trying to change the philosophy at Wisconsin, man. And when I say change the philosophy, I'm talking about not just big run blocking linemen. He's trying to go spread. He's trying to do different things inside, outside zone. He's trying to stretch the field vertically. So he's changing the recruiting prowess. He's changing the philosophy. He's going through a lot of changes. So I asked the Wisconsin fans, just be patient, man. Be patient. Luke is a great coach. Give him time. You guys will be right back competitive, right? And my boys told me they were impressed. They told me they were impressed. They was louder than some of the places in the SEC. So shout out to all the Wisconsin fans, man. You guys are gonna be great again. Just be patient with Luke, man. Be patient with him.
I like
Rich
Phil
News.
Longo. Sorry, go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, big facts, John. Get your thoughts on this, Coach Carl. Rich News says Jalen is only a deep ball thrower. Once Georgia sniffed that out, it's over. I'll give mine really, really quickly. Rich News, did that work for you last year? No, it did not. I'm not saying you're a Georgia fan. I'm just saying it's more than just that, Rich News. If you know football, it's more than just you got to stop his deep ball. You tried that last year. Jalen is an athlete that can hurt you. You could be in the perfect defense, bro. And if you miss one tackle, it's off to the races. Coach I, shout out to Coach I and Fanatic Sports, will tell you the same thing. We had Jalen bottled up until one play. 3rd and 6, the man break, boom, first down, we end up scoring. So Jalen is that dynamic. Jalen is so dynamic. You can say what you want to about throwing and running. You have to plan to stop him. You have to. You have to divert attention to stopping him, man. And that takes away from it. That's a part of the game planning of football. What do you think about it, Coach Carl? You there, Coach?
He may be in a dead zone again.
Might be in the dead zone. Oh, we got another guest entering. We got the broski B Sharp. Let me know when you get back on, Coach Carl. If you can hear me, let me know when you get back on. Brinsky Shaw, my brother, Tuskegee brother, right there. We got rich news in sports, Brinsky, that says Jalen is only a deep ball thrower. Once Georgia sniffed that out, it's over. I said that didn't work last year. I said you have to prepare for Jalen in every facet. You have to devote defensive attention to stopping him because he's such a dynamic athlete, throwing and running. Speak on it, Brinsky.
Well, we 0 for 2 right now.
Brinsky, you there? You there, Brinsky?
Could be worse. We could be 0 for 3 like Florida State. Oh,
yeah.
too
Oh
soon.
my God, Florida State is, man. What's going on in Florida State? Oh my God. Can you hear me, Brinsky?
I can hear y'all now, man. It was on my end.
Oh, okay. That comment I just read, Brinsky. This guy talking about Jalen is only a deep ball thrower. Once Georgia sniffed that out, it's over. I gave my quick synopsis and said I don't think that's true because of his dynamic in all facets. He can throw the ball. If you believe that, you play man on him then. Play man the entire game. Don't give nobody no help and watch what happens, right? Give me your thoughts on that, Brinsky.
They're gonna carve them up. What you seen last? Look. All you gotta do is just go back and look at the SEC championship game. Anytime they was in man, he was carving them up. He was owning them out there, making sure they had people over the top so he couldn't connect on the deep ball or not. So I don't know where's this narrative. Like you think you just stop the deep ball, that's it. We didn't get no deep balls in the first half.
Oh my goodness, what in the world? Okay, go ahead.
You got
I don't know what I just did, John.
y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we
you're
can hear
good.
you.
You're good.
I ain't
There you
know. I
go.
thought he was looking like because he couldn't hear me. I was like, oh,
I hit
but no,
something
could
and
y'all hear me at the beginning?
Yeah,
yeah,
we can hear you. Keep going.
Oh, okay, my bad. I was just looking at his face. I was like, oh man, I ain't know I went out again. But yeah, man, I truly believe, man. Whoever think that they just don't like Jalen for some odd reason. Okay, that was it. Leave him in man, like you said the whole game, and we'll
yep.
find out how quickly that changed, real quick. And especially and when you know you in man, a lot of those guys' bats are turned. He's a threat of
Facts.
taking off. So, man, I don't know where that even comment came from. But only thing I know about today, because I know you guys been talking about the game, we look real good on offense today. Still, quarterbacks missing touchdowns on us. Clearly, they had like a couple of them they could have had on us. I'm talking about wide open too.
Yep.
So we getting lucky, but we ain't gonna be keep getting lucky. So we're gonna have to fix that up. But that I think the one that was on Devontae in the end zone, that was a nice little move. I got to give him that one.
A good
But
route.
over,
Yeah.
but overall, I love the game. I hope Quay Russaw is okay. Didn't look pretty. Haven't heard nothing. Haven't seen nothing. So hopefully he's healthy.
Yeah. That's tough, man, too, man. Shout out to Quay Russaw and prayers for him and all the kids who got injured, man, all over the country, man.
Yep.
Big love to my girl, Jenny, sending love your way and to all listening. Jenny, we praying for you as always. You know, we're a Bama family over here, man. We're a Bama family. Our prayers are with you and your family. You know what I mean? You tell cancer, we're going to put belt to its ass. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Much love to you, Jenny. We love you so much. We pray for you and you always tap in with us, man. You know how me and my family feel about you personally. Roll Tide to you for sure, for sure. Scott Grable. Scott Grable says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Roll Tide. I was wrong about Miro last week. He played one heck of a game. Scott, at least you was real, and I give you much respect for that. The man took what Wisconsin did, and he scored. I mean, what more can you say? Let's get into this topic right here. Let's stick on with Wisconsin really, really quickly. John, starting with you. Talk to me really, really quickly. Are you satisfied of the play calling against Wisconsin? The offensive play calling.
Outside of a couple third downs, once again, throwing it to the flat on like a 3rd and 6 doesn't make much sense to me. I felt like what that did to me is it made me feel like a lot of this was scripted. A lot of it was just built in, and there was just not many adjustments, maybe pertaining to not wanting to open up things. I don't know. But outside of that, I was actually really pleased because we ran the ball really well. We got the ball deep. In talking about if it's not the deep ball, Jalen Milroe made a great second progression read on the tight end touchdown right down the seam. So I mean, that's a good throw, an intermediate throw in my opinion. But yeah, outside of that, I was actually pretty pleased with the play calling, honestly, on both sides. For the most part, like I said, you're not going to please everybody. You're not going to call a perfect game, but I felt way more comfortable, and it seemed like we had way more of a rhythm in this game than we have in the past 2 games.
Getting better. Yeah, all facts, man. Roll Tide to Monica Hill, my girl Monica. Good to see you, Monica. Thank you for tapping in, sweet. I appreciate you, and it's so good to see you for sure, for sure. Eric D says, Coach Sean, props to you, bro. Life is more important than anything that we are talking about. All facts, Eric D. All facts, man. And put it in perspective, brother, when you know somebody's having a fight, man, a real fight, right? Much love to you, Eric, man, for sure, for sure. Really, real talk. Rich News and Sports says Vincent Foster. They really haven't played him. I don't know who he's talking about. Coach Carl, let me get to you real quickly. Are you satisfied with the play calling, Coach Carl?
Somewhat, not very bad. It was the play caller was decent, but I mean, the thing about me, man, I'm looking at the fact this Nick Sherrington first time calling plays in Alabama.
Yeah,
he come from just being a quarterback coach, and now he calling plays. So you can't be mad at him, can't be hard on him. It's not like he was an offensive coordinator before he came to Alabama at Washington. He wasn't calling plays at Washington before he got to Alabama. It's something he doing at Alabama on the Caleb DuBois. So he's growing as the weeks go by. He's opening up the playbook more and more as the weeks go by. And I think Caleb DuBois trusted him week by week. So I mean, you can't be too mad. He's trusting Jalen more and more as the weeks go by as well. Jalen started to trust them a little bit more, you see today. So he started getting to the second read, like John say. And I think, man, we got a whole nother week. We got a week off. Then we got Georgia week to prepare for it. And I think by the time we get to Georgia, man, I think the offense the playbook should be opened up a little bit more wider. Everything should be going a whole lot better, man. So, yeah, with the exception of some of those, like you say, short third down plays that we should have did a curl route or dig out or quick out, something like that. Right past the sticks to get the first down, make an attempt to it. Some of those calls I didn't like. Other than that, man, the play call went just fine. I actually love his own read because that was something that we was all begging for last year. His own read with Jalen. So I love that aspect of it. And the intermediate passing game, that's what I want to see a little bit more because we all know Jalen can throw a deep ball. And we all know he's gonna hit that mid to short range passing, but we haven't been seeing it, and he hasn't been getting a whole lot of reps at it. So we just need to get that part of the offense running too, man. And I think we'll be unstoppable with that part. When we get that part going, so yeah, I was actually kind of happy with the offense, man. I can't lie.
All right, Brinsky, were you satisfied with the play calling on offense that you saw?
Compared to last week, I loved it.
I think you.
I like.
Okay, there you go.
I like that. My fault. I'm sorry. I'm driving.
Yeah. But, it's all good.
But yeah, I'm satisfied by it. because it was better than last week for the most part. I'm glad that they playing to Jalen's uh, to his strengths because I'm like,
Facts.
man, you got him right there. He loves to run, or especially I like how he's sitting in the pocket a little bit and not immediately running. That one pass that he threw to Ryan when he was going down the sideline, not the not the touchdown play. I forgot what play it was, but when he caught him on the sideline, he sat in the pocket when the pocket was collapsing. That lets you know he's feeling a little bit more comfortable
Yep.
in the pocket, especially when Caden Proctor's out there, which I think he played a good game to be his first
Right.
game of the year.
Right.
So, and I'm glad that we had this type of showing before the bye week. Got some few things to work on, but overall, I loved it. Wish we were running a little bit better, but
Yeah.
overall, I like it.
Oh, facts, Brinskin. That's something we need to talk about really quickly, man. Caden Proctor made a listen. That should be the starting five. That offensive line was getting some push. We had some plays they could have done better, but that's the best game I've seen them play all season, this young season, right? And I think that should be our starting five, man. Caden was putting belt to you know
Mhm.
what, B2A. Jenny says we are the last team to beat the dogs twice, and we are gonna make it a third. Jenny is 100% correct. She is 100% correct, man. We ain't taking no backseat to nobody. We respect all. We fear none. Shout out to my girl Jenny, always with the big comment and always
Yeah,
facts.
hey, Coach
You know
Sean,
what I
she
mean?
got to understand. In the last 3 years, we the only team that beat Georgia.
Yeah, literally.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. The thing about it, guys, is the offensive line. And shout out to everybody who tapping in, man. Between Twitter and YouTube, we got 466 people in here, man. Much love to all of you, man. You guys are freaking awesome. You rock. Please hit that like button if you will. Please subscribe to the channels if you will. Really, really appreciate all of you, man. You know what I mean? We're a family over here at Bama. We fuss at one another about the games, but we're gonna ride with one another against everybody, right? So talk about that offensive line real quickly, before we get out of here. Talk about the offensive line, John, and tell me some things that you saw that you were proud of. I don't know. Did we give up any sacks this game statistically? I'm
No,
not
I
sure.
don't think we did. I don't think Jalen gets sacked one time.
If
Uh,
we don't give up a sack this game, we got to get him an A off the rip for what we've been through as Bama fans.
so
The last four,
they're showing 2 sacks, but I don't think
two
either
sacks.
one was against. I know one of them was against. Yeah, I do remember one sack against Jalen. The other one I believe was against Ty Simpson. But
Right.
either way, when you talk about this line, in my opinion, I was super impressed. Number one, Caden Proctor playing his first game of the season. But I think I was more impressed with the fact that we're now starting to play to our strengths of the offensive line, which
Yes.
if you studied, right, Kalen DeBoer before he came to Alabama, you were going to be excited about the pinning and pulling, right? So, and I felt like the first half specifically, when you saw Jalen make those runs, that's what you were looking at. You were looking at the line using its strengths, and I believe with the shuffling of Formby, Elijah Pritchett, Vandegaard, all these guys, they really couldn't get as involved with trying to do as much with the line. And I think now that the starting five really is in place, okay, now we're about to put B to A right on these people, getting to the next level and using the line to the best of their ability, which I think Kalen DeBoer does such a good job of. Because you go look at Washington, Fresno State, Sioux Falls. That's one of the first adjustments he makes is, how is your line? You know what I mean? What's the strength, the weaknesses, and go from there.
Shout out to my girl Lisa, man. Love Lisa to death. I speak with Lisa behind the scenes, man. Lisa is awesome. You know what I mean? You put her and Moon Rocker together, I promise you, they'll get all your belly fat gone if you got some. Trust me. Shout out to Lisa, shout out to Moon Rocker. Trust me, tap in with both of those. I'm trying to let you guys know the secret, bro. Trust me. Appreciate your takes with the $10 super chat. When deserved, realistic about what we need to do, work to improve. But 3-0 is the best Bama can be today. All facts. Anti-Milrow, folks. He's an SEC champion quarterback already. So boo, boo, boo to you.
There you go.
Hey, Lisa just shut the door. She just dropped the mic. Let them say what they want to say, Lisa. All I can tell you is I wouldn't trade our quarterback for nobody.
No.
And I can tell you this: if James Richards is in here, James know his football. He'll tell you the truth. Kirby Smart as defensive wonderful as he is, Kirby will tell you those kind of quarterbacks keep him up at night. Trust me. He hadn't lost to anybody else. Cade Klubnik, Kirby's somewhere sipping lattes. He ain't worried about no Cade Klubnik, right? He ain't worried about Cade Klubnik. I'm telling you, as a former coach, he is definitely worried about Jalen Milroe. Trust me. Shout out to Jenny. Thanks, Nicole. Lisa, thank you so very much, Lisa, for the $10 super chat. Roll Tide to you, Lisa. God bless you and your family. Thank you so very much, and we appreciate you more than you know, man. Um, Bal says, man, y'all beating around the bush. You know that they want old Babe Ruth at quarterback. Miro don't fit. Yeah, it's like he's not gonna be able to please some, man. And it's unfortunate, brother. It's really unfortunate. Jalen is playing about as well as he can play under the conditions. New offense, another new offensive coordinator, and he's still playing well. Kid don't thank you. In how many every years? And the kid don't turn the ball over really, don't throw interceptions for real, and all he does is win. And so I'll take it. I'll take it, man. Shout out to my brother, Dr. 334. So good to see you, Dr. 334, man. Been missing you, broski. Roll Tide to you, man. I'll take it. I'll take it, man. My brother Bell. Oh, man, Bell, thank you, brother. Shout out to my broski Bell, man. Inslee's finest. And tap in with Bell. If you want somebody that can sing, that boy can sing it, man, listen. That boy Bear be, I wish I could sing like that, boy. It'll be on. You trust me? Shout out to Bell, man. Roll down Tide. J4, good to go with the $50 super chat, man. Shout out to you, Bell. Much love. You know how I feel about you, my brother. You already know how God brought me and you together, man. Shout out to Tanja. Shout out to Inslee. Shout out to all the Alabama A&M family, man. Thank you, Bell. I appreciate you, my brother. Real Bama fan right there, brother. And a dude that really coached me on this YouTube stuff as well. Shout out to him as well, man. That's my broski. Shout out to Nicole. You know what I mean? Shout out to Joe Juan Carey. Shout out to Pam, who always doing big things. Shout out to Pam, who got a glorious Bama website. We love her to death, man. Robert Mahan said Jahad Campbell led the defensive tackles again. Overton, Lawson, and Moore ball. All facts, Robert. Them boys is getting better, man. They getting better. I'm okay with where we're at as Bama right now. I'm okay with it, man. Right? We running an offense. I really believe they were vanilla today. That's why some of the quarterback calls were called. I want to get you guys on this last subject really, really quick, and I want to know. Let's go in reverse order and get Coach Carl here. Coach Carl, now that we've defeated Wisconsin, and we got to give Wisconsin love. Like I said, these guys had an absolute awesome fan experience down there. Had some friends that went down there. Can't say nothing bad about the Wisconsin fans, man. They know how to get it cracking. That's how you represent the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. I wish nothing but success to Wisconsin, man. Give Luke time. Shout out to y'all. But to me, it's never too early to move on to the next game. Some may not want to wait to talk about damn that over here. We won. We escaped Madison, Wisconsin, because that place is a madhouse. That jump around, my partners got it on film and sent me a little clip of it. Madhouse. Madhouse, man. Shout out to Wisconsin, bro. Big love to Wisconsin. So we escaped that. Hey, man, let's talk about it. What is your thoughts on this next game, Coach Carl? I want you to give it to us straight, never late. You know don't sugarcoat it over here. The truth is in the details. I want to know we're gonna be talking about this thing for 2 weeks, man. But we're gonna kick it off right. Tell me what's your thoughts on it right now. Let's go.
My thoughts right now, yeah, we're gonna put the boots of Georgia ass.
Ooh, love it. Love it.
That's my thoughts right now. Because our offense, our team hasn't reached its peak yet. And I think Georgia's already peaked out. I don't think Georgia's still climbing. I think Georgia's already where they're gonna be at, and they just trying to hold steady. And we still peaking. Like we still coming. We climbing that ladder and we still haven't made it where we're gonna make it yet, especially on offense. Our offense is still coming. Every week you start seeing we getting better and better as execution on offense. Finally get an offensive line that can block. Caden Proctor back. Caden Proctor hadn't do a whole lot of pass pro today. He all driving. They driving real hard on run block. Elijah Pritchard looked great today. Can't even lie.
Yes,
so now we got an offensive lineman. We got our guards back in our guards position. And our offense is really starting to gel. And now we got 2 weeks to prepare for Georgia. Georgia ass is in trouble. I'm telling you. They ass is in trouble. We gonna boot the ass belt their ass to damn
Oh,
Georgia
both, coach.
when they
The
come to
belt and the boot.
Tuscaloosa. When they come to Tuscaloosa, we're gonna belt their ass on the field and we're gonna boot their ass out of Tuscaloosa. I
Yes,
really
sir.
feel
Yes, sir.
that we're gonna do it, and because Kirby gonna come in overconfident in his team, and just like most of these people talking about, that everybody want that Bay Roof, like the Bay Roof coming. Everybody want them Bay Roof quarterbacks in Alabama. They forgetting Georgia don't want no damn scrambling quarterback. They took Stetson Bennett, but they want them Bay Roof quarterbacks in Georgia too. They had Justin Field that ran his ass the hell away from there, right? So they want those same stature quarterbacks in Georgia. Even though this kid can move around a little bit, but he take one of those licks like Tyler Van Dyke took against damn with Keanu not took the day, his ass gone too. Because these D linemen are coming and they knocking fire. And they get their hands on Beck, they not gonna lay his ass down like they do in the NFL. They coming to take his ass out. And I love the way they playing. I love the tenacity they coming with. They trying to kill you. And I hope they get their hands on Beck and send his ass to the damn ER. Put him on the stretcher. Put his ass on the damn plane and ship his ass back to Georgia. I want Kirby to leave Tuscaloosa with his head tucked between his ass because he shouldn't have never left Tuscaloosa in the first damn place. So I want him to leave T-Town with his head tucked between his legs, looking like a sick damn bulldog. A really sick bulldog. An old-fashioned ass sick bulldog. And that's just how I feel about it.
Yes, sir. Nicole says I'll take a vanilla win with 42 points over heart palpitations. Hey, I hope everybody read that because Nicole, you are 1,000% correct. John, give me your thoughts on this game that's coming up that will be the most watched game to date of this young college football season. What's your thoughts on the University of Georgia versus Alabama?
Uh, I'm I'm going to say something. I think some may take it as a hot take. I don't think Georgia's our biggest threat on our schedule. I don't. I believe it's Tennessee. When I look at the matchup of Georgia this year has not created a lot of turnovers. Georgia this year is not that good on converting on third down, right? Specifically their offense. And this is against middle tier teams, right? It's not Alabama. I think the fact that you're bringing Jalen Milroe back to play against a primarily man coverage defense, which is what usually typically destroys those defenses, right? That's why I feel like Alabama's been successful as of lately. I look at the matchup, and I'm a matchup guy. I've never been a coach, right? So I have to only go by what I can see in stats. That's why I'm heavily reliant on stats, and then what I know of matchup wise, right? What goes well against what? And I feel like at the end of the day, can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah, it was just my.
Okay. I'm just
I
making
hate
sure.
these little earpieces, man. They terrible.
I
Go ahead.
feel
I'm
like
sorry.
I feel like at the end of the day, like don't get me wrong, I'm by no means am I saying we're gonna blow Georgia out. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but I am saying that I do feel confident now that we have Proctor back, right? And we're running this style of offense that we're running now way more than I did last week, right? So Proctor, it seems like made a huge difference. We kind of understand what we have. Elijah Pritchett, we get it. He's not the best at pass protection from my understanding. He's great at run, right? So yeah, and don't get it twisted. Georgia's going to come, and they're going to come with a lot of heat. They're going to blitz a lot. They're going to try to confuse Milroe. I'm sure of all this. And I'm hoping this is where my confidence comes into play. I'm confident that we have something schemed up for Kendrick, right, for Law, and for Prentice in this game, along with Williams. So, and I'm hoping, too, that we'll be wise enough to put a tight end on Pritchett's side because we're going to have to give Milroe time. I'm assuming because Georgia's going to be coming from the outside from what I've watched this year. So not just the middle. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think, man. I'm excited to get into this game, and I'm actually more confident in this game than I would be if we were playing Tennessee in all honesty.
I respect
Hey,
that,
Coach
man. I
Sean,
respect it. Yes, sir.
let me come in on that what John just said.
All right, hold on one second, Coach, if you will. Let me recognize this super chat from my girl Jenny. Shout out to Jenny, man. My girl with $100 super chat, man. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, Jenny, man. But
Lord
thank
have
you
mercy.
so very much, man. Roll tide to you and God bless you. I appreciate you more than you know for that. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate you so very much. You know how I feel about you, man. Thank you so very much. And also, thank you to Nichols with the $2 super chat. If Coach Carl says it, I'm with it right there. You see that love he just gave you, Coach Carl?
Yes, sir.
Thank you to Nichols and thank you to Jenny. Love both of y'all, man. Thank you so very much for both. I appreciate you. God bless you for that, man. Straight up. Go ahead, Coach Carl.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, man. A lot of people not paying attention to Kendra Law and Kobe Prentice. What are their best attribute? It's just speed.
Yep.
So if you blissing off the edge at Miro and you got either one of those two in the slot, anything quick outside is wide open. All you gotta do is just hit the quick out, boom, right behind the bliss. Hit that little quick side throw. That Patrick Mahomes make a living with that. You blitz me, I'm gonna eat you up on the outside. One of those guys catch that ball in the slot. You make a guy miss, it's down the sideline. Now everything's a chase. So that's the best. That's what I was saying about. I'm thinking that they holding those guys back
Yeah.
because having anybody bliss. So you're not blissing Miro off the corners or off the edges, so he don't have to use those quick outs. So they just basically run deep routes, deep shadow crosses. They haven't run any miss routes across the middle yet because they don't have to worry about it because hadn't anybody been blissing. So I was just sitting back watching them like, okay, so those two guys are speed guys, and you cross those two guys in the middle and make a linebacker make a decision, they not gonna be able to run with them in the mission. And if you blitz off the end, boom, you miss across the middle, you hit either one of them, it's streaks. Now we racing. That's why I'm saying I'm not too concerned about Kirby. One on one, man to man, pressure defense. Even if you beat Pritchard off the edge, if the old guy get out there break fast enough, it don't even matter. Yeah, you may get a few licks on Miro, but it won't matter because those body guy catch the ball, turn up, it's a race. And if you're doing a whole lot of racing, you're gonna start blitzing, and then we can gas you in the run game. So I'm not. That's why I'm saying like I understand where you're coming from, John. But those two guys there, that's what they're gonna be. That's where the dynamics with those two guys come into play on
Yeah.
those short passing games and those blitz games.
And that's
And
why I
that,
say I think we were holding back for them because I supposedly, like I said, the articles were that there's specific packages for them. But as a fan, I always tell people, for me, it's just an opinion, right? So you guys know way more than I do, or could know in this instance. But yeah, for sure, I'm hearing you out there.
Shout out to Shanisa Covington. Shout out to you, Shanisa. Good to see you, man. Thank you for tapping in so very much. Shout out to my girl, Nicole Covington. What's up with you, Nicole? Good to see you, girl. Lisa always giving love. She's giving Coach Carl love right there. Coach Carl, the chat loves you, bro. CJ 1992, they love you and John for sure. Um, Hope I ain't missed nobody, man. My brother Scott, my brother JG, always up in here with the great comments, man. Son, always up in here with the great comments. Love these guys. Paul T had a good comment. Paul T says, agree that Tennessee is the biggest threat. The way they spread you out, their quarterback is cooking B. I agree. Let me say this. Let me say that as far as to that effect. I think offensively, Tennessee's pass game. Well, no, let me take that back. I was going to say it wrong. To me, Tennessee schematically provides a bigger threat to
Yes.
Alabama and where we're at defensively right now. They're going to extenuate our secondary and make you cover. To me, their scheme, they're South Florida with better athletes and a much better passing quarterback, much better
Much better.
passing quarterback, right? They'll go tempo. They'll do all the things South Florida did. They'll spread you out. They'll run inside outside zone. They'll throw the ball deep. They'll run hitches, high lows, everything. But this is why I don't agree with they're the biggest threat. I don't even know we'll face another defense this season like the one you're about to face Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't think there's another defense on our schedule that has the speed sideline to sideline like Georgia has. I know it's not another defense that has those man eaters in the trenches like we about to face this weekend. Tennessee don't scare me at all on the defensive side of the ball. At freaking all. I don't worry. at all, right? Shout out to my other homeboy JJ. I feel like Tennessee too. Red Morgan. Yeah, in the past, and Jason, I agree with you guys. If we were playing Tennessee Saturday, I'd be worried about our secondary. I'd be catastrophe worried, right? But I wouldn't be, yeah, I'd be that kind of worried. But I would also be happy because I know we would be able to score on them as well, right? Georgia, I respect them really, really a great deal because this defense is ferocious, bro. Like I can't explain. I've seen them, like you guys said, but the package that they run and the pattern matching on their back end can really confuse if you're not careful, right? Now, here's the good things about that. I do believe that pattern matching with their young secondary um, can get them in trouble, can get Georgia in trouble. It's got them in trouble every time we played them, right? It's always at least one busted coverage that we pop them on, right? Or somebody tries to do too much and extenuate their job, and Jalen sees a space and takes off. So I agree as far as Tennessee, as far as what we don't do well, Tennessee can exploit that on their offense. But I don't think they're a bigger threat than the University of Georgia because if we get out of if we don't play well against Georgia at home, in that aggressive style defense, it won't be a good thing on national TV, bro. You know, I can't really say Tennessee's a bigger threat than Georgia, but I do see what you guys mean about
Yeah.
Nico and what they do well versus what we have issues with so far. I do agree with you 100%. Shout out to JG with the $20 super chat. Thank you, JG. Roll Tide, Coach Sean. Hey, JG, roll Tide to you right back, brother. Thank you. I speak for all the fellas when I say I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys. We've been on now, what, 2:30, about 4 o'clock. Been on a little while, man. You know, and I just appreciate you guys as always. OG Ephraim
Right.
says SPH, but we know who George is. Yeah, we know who they are. We do, Ephraim. But the problem with that, OG, is do we have the schematics to stop what they do best? Now we've had it that I'm on record saying I like the 3-4 defense against teams like Georgia. You know, I get it. We've been playing a lot of nickel even before Coach Saban left. But I like having people like Dallas that can put his hand in the dirt, rush, be effective, stand up, rush, be effective, drop intermediately, and be effective against teams like Georgia. I think we have some of those same type of players, but I just don't know, man. It's just going to be an outstanding game. You know, Georgia to me is the biggest threat. You know, that to me, having that style of defense, that aggressive defense can cause a lot of problems for our offense. But I think with the packages that we're saving, and I know we're saving some for that team, I do think we're going to have some success against them. John, give me your final thoughts on the upcoming game and let everyone know where they can find you.
First of all, I can't wait for the game. Obviously, thank goodness it's in Tuscaloosa. Like I said,
Yes,
I personally like the matchup. I know, please, fans, show up, show out, right?
yeah,
Be
yes,
loud. That has
yes.
been lacking so much, right? So in the past, in Bryant Denny Stadium. So hopefully it turns out to be a good crowd there. Yeah, I'm just honestly, I'm excited to see the game. I'm very interested in to see how the front seven, particularly the defensive tackles, are going to look for Georgia because their two starters were hurt in the first game, and I'm not sure if they're still hurt. I'll have to do a little bit more digging.
Yeah.
But Georgia is going to be deep across the board, no matter who lines up across from you, right? They're going to be 4 and 5 star guys, mainly 5 stars on a defensive tackle position for them. But yeah, I'm just excited to see the game. Obviously, all the respect in the world to Georgia. But look, in the last 8 games, you're 1-7 against it. So I'm going to talk that trash while I can every single time as a fan. So don't get it twisted. But no, yeah, I'm excited. I want to see Jalen Milroe, take Georgia out once again. I believe that'll make Jalen undefeated against Georgia, right? If we beat them this time,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. If we don't have to see him again in the SEC championship game as well. But yeah, no, I'm just excited to see these guys ball out. I want to see Kobe Prentice. I want to see Law. I want to see Williams. I want to see that speed, man, on the perimeter just take the top off. Really. So just like John Mechie may not have been the fastest clean route runner, right? JMO, super fast, still a pretty good route runner in my opinion. Yeah, and I definitely want to see the tight ends definitely get more involved down the line as well.
Listen, Moon Rocker, that's exactly what I was saying, Moon Rocker. You hit the nail on the head right there, brother. We may be having another special. If this guest come on, man, we might extend it a few minutes, man. You know what I'm saying? Coach Carl, John, I agree with you, bro. That was an absolute awesome take, right? I agree with 1,000%. I want to know this, Coach Carl, really quickly, so I can see if we got this guy coming. Um, Talk to the chat really, really quickly on do you believe Coach DeBoer will pull in? Well, I guess I should say Coach Womack. Do the chat and do Coach Carr, do you guys defensively think Coach Womack will pull anything from Coach Saban? Would this be one of those weeks where he hit Coach Saban up?
No doubt. If he's smart, he called Coach Saban, bring Coach Saban down to the locker room, get Coach Saban and start and help him run a few schemes against Kirby. Because the best way to defeat Kirby is to go through Coach Saban.
Yeah.
And that's just plain and simple, man. I mean, Coach Saban is probably the only man in college football that figured Kirby Smart out. Only way Kirby beat Nick Saban is Nick Saban lost two receivers.
Yeah. And
And
two
he still,
DBs.
yeah,
And two DBs.
and two DBs, and he still shouldn't have beat Nick Saban.
We got the guests in the back. Hold on, my bad, Coach Carr. We lost Josh Jobe and Shaheem Carter, too.
Yep.
Hey, let me bring the guest on right now. Grandolph, the great himself.
Grand Dr. Gray.
Go ahead, Coach Carr. Go ahead.
My boy, welcome. But yeah,
Man.
I would I would utilize every aspect of Coach Saban. That's why he's still getting paid by University of Alabama for games like this one, LSU game, Tennessee game. You bring him in, you sit him down, get him to run through some plays with you, get him to run through some schemes with you, some strategy with you. And you come out there and you implement all these plans you get behind the scene against Georgia. You get inside Kirby's head. You learn Kirby through Nick Saban. And then we come out here and then you just try to do everything you can. Because like I said, it's one thing about Kirby. He may be down in the first half or he may be up in the first half. Whatever he doing in the first half, he gonna change it in the second half. So if he winning in the first half, he gonna change it to a different concept in the second half, and you can beat him in the second half. And if he losing in the first half, he gonna change it in the second half, and then he start winning. So his things about Kirby, he always knows how to adjust. Sometimes he adjusts the wrong way, sometimes he adjusts the right way. But it just depends on that. And we have to use those types of things against Kirby Smart. And you have 2 weeks to do it. So if I'm K Womack, I'm calling Nick Saban. I'm calling Auburn. Shit, anybody that played that sucker tough. I want to get all different type aspects about how you played him, what you did that works. I'm putting up films again, especially with Auburn, because Auburn played their ass tough every single year. So I'm gonna put up some Auburn film. I'm going back to Nick Saban film. I'm gonna get on the phone with Coach Saban. I'm gonna find out what play Auburn ran that was successful, what play Alabama ran successful, how Nick Saban did this and how Nick Saban did that. And I'm gonna try to put all those two things together with what I do and have a three-head monster coming at Kirby Smart. And if I can
Okay.
find anybody else that played their ass tough that they barely beat, I'm bringing some of their plays into it because you got to have everything you got, every weapon that you have in your damn arsenal to fire these damn shots at Kirby. And sometimes
Yeah.
you need a damn bazooka. And Coach Saban is a bazooka, so you need to take this damn bazooka and you need to sit down there and shoot these rockets at damn Kirby. And
Yeah.
you don't wanna miss. And if you miss, at least you blow up everything around them. So me
Got to
personally,
do it.
I'm taking Curtis Saban and I'm shooting them rockets at him because I ain't trying to miss. I want to hit his ass with some missiles.
All facts. All facts, man. Ty, let me get you in here, man. Give me your thoughts because I think it's never too early to look forward, especially when this game is ended. We talked on Wisconsin. We talked about things that we liked. We talked about things that we didn't really like so much. We gave all love to everybody across the board for a great win. Give me your thoughts on the Wisconsin game and then give me your thoughts on the upcoming game.
Yeah, starting with Wisconsin, there was a lot to like. There were some things that Coach, you and I were texting about that leave a little bit to be desired.
Post corner.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was an amazing throw by Milroe. And one of the things I've talked about in the past, Coach John and Coach Carl, is that whenever you have a quarterback, you can have a quarterback with a big arm, or you can have a quarterback with great timing. I'll take a quarterback with great timing 10 times out of 10. A great example of this is Joe Milton versus Tua. Tua doesn't have the arm of Joe Milton. Joe Milton can't dream of the timing that Tua has. The reason why I bring that to your attention is because on that Jeremy Bernard touchdown, Milroe displayed excellent timing. And this isn't the first time, right? Like, he's had a few throws this year that have made me raise my eyebrows and be like, okay, that's the progression. Not to say he's a finished quarterback in terms of his progression and growing, but that's what we wanted to see. Those throws right there, the timing of it, the reads, right? John, you made a great point about the Cuevas touchdown. Going from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Oh, the safety took the guy that went in front of his face. Boom. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I loved that. But here's some of the things, guys, and this is being nitpicky. We've got a great running back room. Phenomenal. I'd like to see them utilized a little bit more than just straight up Jalen Milroe every single time, right? Now, listen, I get it, because if you're DeBoer, you probably realize that you have a guy who's just rare at that position to be able to go out there and attack people. So you utilize the talent. So this is really splitting hairs, but against Georgia, I do think that the quarterback run is going to be effective. I do. There are things, though, that we have struggled with 2 games in a row. And this is what I do want to talk about, and kind of, y'all have probably already talked about it, but we'll get kind of a roundtable discussion going as I'm here. Last week, whenever South Florida was able to attack the edges, I didn't read too much into it because I was like, it's a veer and shoot team, a quarterback that really understands his reads. He's going to get there. That's what he does. Wisconsin was able to get to the edges in their rushing attack, and they had a lot of their success coming from there. Internally, they're stopping what they're doing on the internal runs. But to the external, that's where I think that Georgia is going to look to get some success. And let's be honest, Georgia's got some big running backs.
That's a fact.
Big, physical running back. We have got to set the edge better. The other thing, Coach Sean, you and I were texting about this, is the middle of the defense. You don't think that they're going to park Delp in the middle of this defense? You don't think that they aren't going to send Nate Frazier, who is explosive? I mean, real explosive. You don't think that they're going to send him to the middle of this defense? Heck, I would expect to see him send both. Make them choose. Make them choose. And so, listen, I understand I'm being nitpicky here. But at the same time, those are the things I would like to see fixed up, cleaned up, especially going into Georgia. But other than that, guys, I am excited about this win. Love it.
All facts, Ty. We spoke about that, man, in the middle of the defense. I actually brought it up earlier. We all talked about they do need to fix that because better competition will extenuate some of these things that we struggle with. The perimeter runs, shoring up that perimeter, man, it's got to be shored up with Georgia because that's what they do well. Man. They lean on you. They're going to make sure your DBs tackle, trying to catch certain DBs in certain situations. So it's going to be interesting, man. Shout out to my brother, Adam Lamparello, who I knew Adam was going to say that. I knew Adam was going to come with the Ty Simpson. You know what I mean? Shout out to Adam, man. So, it's to be expected, guys. It's to be expected. I knew Georgia's going to be a tough game to me, man. This is the game that I had circled since last year, since the schedule came out, because I figured we would be undefeated after a couple of weeks. And my take is this, man. At the end of the day, really quickly, Georgia's going to be Georgia. I still think they have the best identity in college football, meaning they don't ever seem to be scurrying around. They understand who they are. They don't try to do nothing better. This would be, to me, in my humble opinion, some other channel may tell you something different. I think Carson Beck is the best quarterback we faced yet, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, definitely
so
so far.
no doubt.
I think you have to get Carson off of his square. You can't let him set his feet. I do believe that Carson can hurt us in the pass game if we're not sound, right? I think we have to get pressure on Carson. You don't have to sack him, but you do need to get pressure on him. They got some little receivers and some inside mesh routes that they like to do now that they can cause problems for your slot receivers, for your slot defensive backs, excuse me, for your defense, for your Huskies and guys like that to cover the slot. These guys can cause problems, man. They can cause problems for you. Coach Al says Coach Sean took us to school on the best double move in the game, the post corner. Hey man, listen, I talked to y'all. Coach Al, Ty, they know how I feel about the post corner. That's my favorite route. When I used to throw it, it used to feel like euphoria in real life, right? Anytime you can catch a safety or a corner, whichever one that don't help each other, right? You can catch him. Anytime you can catch him, right? And he backs off you a little bit, right? And you're in a perfect place in the field. Run that post, man. Run the post hard. Set it up. Run the post once or twice. You may not even throw it, but come back and run that post. If the defensive back closes space, you put your foot in the ground, you head to the back pylon. If he lags off you and don't close space, go ahead and throw the post route. So either way, your defensive back is dead, right? So, and I know Jalen could throw that. Jalen could throw the post corner, man. And that's exactly what happened with Jeremy Bernard. So,
well,
I don't
Coach,
have any worries.
if you would,
Sure,
I'd like
sure.
you to expand on two things real fast. Really,
Mhm,
one.
yeah.
They kind of go together.
Yeah.
Ryan Williams touchdown last week against USF. I want you to talk to the people out there, because you're the offensive guy here, about the timing of that throw, the timing of the Bernard throw, and how, in your opinion, do you think that is signs of growth from Milroe? I mean, once again, I'm not saying he's perfect. I think there's still growth to go. But those throws, like you and I were texting about the Ryan Williams one last week, you have to hit that sucker perfectly on time, or else that DB can jump it and it can be 6 the other way. Talk to us about that.
Anytime you have a route that's a timing route, man, anything like hitches, post corners, Coach Al is in here. He can tell you the exact same thing, man. Moon Rocker, these guys can tell you the exact same thing. Coach Carl, these guys can tell you the exact same thing. Anybody that knows, what's up, Hacker Music? I talked about last week. If the DB backs off, the hitch is there all day, man. The hitch is there. You got to have a defensive back that can snap that hitch off really, really, really quickly. You got to have, and we finally threw it. It's got to be timing. I'm not confident that Jalen could do that in the beginning of the season last year, not consistently. For Jalen to drop back, look one way, come back another, and to throw the hitch as Ryan is breaking down and turning around last week, that definitely shows growth. It shows growth, it shows timing, and it shows confidence. You got to be a confident quarterback to throw that hitch route, because just like Ty said, if you're late, go ask Shador Sanders what happens when you throw a hitch late, right? It can go the other way very quickly, right? So it shows Jalen's feet have gotten very steady, right? He has the arm to throw from this side back across field on a hitch, and it was perfect for him. It was perfect for him. And this week, to set the defensive back up like that, and to throw that post corner, which I love. I mean, I love post corners, man. These to me, it's the best route in college football, because you can't defend it unless your defensive back is just Deion Sanders or somebody, right?
Or
you
like
get
a
that
Pat
guy,
Surtain, right? Like, yeah, you're 100%
or Pat
right.
Surtain. Yeah, facts, man. You get the defensive back covering one route, double move, feet in the ground, and you got to really sell the post. You got to sell the post at least 2 or 3 steps to the post. We teach our people to sell the post, right? Break down, foot in the ground, and attack the pylon. The ball should be coming out as soon as you're in the break. So the ball is coming out. So there's no way to recover. If your defensive back turns around, there's no way to recover on that route, man. And you could throw that as long as they line up in that. So it does show the progression of Jalen Milroe. It does show the growth of this kid as far as those type of routes. Because remember, guys, with an inaccurate quarterback, you can't throw timing routes. They're very dangerous to throw timing routes. Bryce Young could throw that in his sleep with his eyes closed, right? But that was his game. But an inaccurate quarterback, you can't throw those kind of things. Look where Jalen dropped the ball in the end zone, from the time of the end zone to the back pylon. The ball was perfectly thrown. So I can't take nothing from Milroe in this game, man. You can't go out and you talk about 300 yards. We don't need him to do that at the moment,
Nope.
right? You don't need him to, now. It'll come a time when Jalen will have his opportunity to throw these 300 and 350-yard games. It'll come a time when somebody takes Ryan away. It'll come a time when a team plays very, very good with us and gives us the man coverage we need to throw deep on a lot of different routes. So just be patient, man. Just be patient. Ty, let me get you and John's and Coach Carl's on this last segment real quick. Let me get your thoughts on this. What do you say? What do you say to the people that still is Jake in here? Did I see Jake?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Jason,
think
yeah.
I just saw Jake.
Jake, man, what's up, bro? They go my bro, Jake, boy, Jake, man. Hey, look, man, I'm having Jake set the tone with draws. Where the hell is my partner, man?
Yeah,
Need to get my brother in here.
we need you in here to break down this defense.
Yeah, Jake can school us all on defense. We put him and Coach Carl together, man. I go through a whole notebook, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Jake, man. Set the tone. Need to get
I keep
Jans
it right
in
here.
Exactly. The notebook will be full, brother. Thank you, Jake. Jake says right there, Jalen is learning that pocket. Facts. You see him climb that thing and throw that. That's the people don't understand. That's what you want to see, guys. That's what
And
you
shout
want to
out to the
see.
offensive line today. The Caden
Oh, man, we
Proctor
talked
coming
about
back made the whole line play more confident. Love that.
Yes, we love it. I want you to talk to me on this, man. What do you say, Ty? Let me get you first, Ty. What do you say, Ty, to the people that are still not understanding or not seeing the progression in Jalen Milroe? Because let me tell you this, Ty, before you speak on it, even when the offensive play call was not supportive and it was pretty boo-boo, he made something out of nothing. What do you say to that? To these people that still doubting him?
I'll take it right from there. Jalen Milroe last year was a great deep ball thrower, but this year we've already seen the intermediate stuff look better. And whenever they are giving him these check down options, I'm not saying he's hit every check down option. Like most quarterbacks don't, but he's hit them when they're given at a higher rate, exponentially higher than he did last year. Listen, I have all the faith in the world in Ty Simpson. I think that a year in the DeBoer system, learning, Ty Simpson is going to be a one-and-done player next year. I think he's going to have a great year, go to the NFL. But what Jalen Milroe did on that, let's just break down the throws we've seen this year. One, the leadership in USF. Dude was calm. There's a difference between getting emotional and playing with emotion. I'm fine if you get emotional. Playing with emotion leads you to shooting yourself in the foot, and Jalen Milroe stayed steady through the storm. We go back to Western Kentucky. That second touchdown to Ryan Williams was a beautiful throw. And Coach I talks about this. Watch the helmet, that stripe on the helmet. That first game against Western Kentucky, you saw that stripe go through. He went from left to here. It's not there. Back to Ryan Williams. Bam. Beautiful strike. Put it right where it needed to be. Then you talk about the Ryan Williams touchdown today. Guys, I couldn't have handed Ryan Williams the ball any better than he threw it. Like, Ryan cooked that cat off the line of scrimmage. Came up with his route and kind of did a little bit of a hesitation. I don't know what you would call it. Coach Sean, please correct me. But for my lack of knowledge, I would call it more of like a hesitation release, where his first thing, because the guy wasn't pressing him, he wasn't that close, he kind of stood up and made it look like he was going to run a slant or a drag. The second that dude's hips turned in, he cut the other way and was out, and that guy wasn't catching him.
Defensive back got caught, and the coaches know this. Defensive back got caught backpedaling instead of scooching.
Yep.
And Ryan set him up on the 9, outside leverage, over with. Go ahead, Ty.
Done. And then he put the ball. I mean, Ryan was sprinting, and all he did was this, and that ball hit him. It's the same thing I said about Nico, guys. I know they haven't played anybody, so we don't know how good Tennessee is. But if your wide receiver is running, and they do this, and the ball hits them in the hands, I don't really care who you're playing. That's placement. Like, that's placement. That will translate. We got that pass. The Cuevas pass. John, I don't know why I said Josh. John, you talked about this. Cuevas just put his hands up like this.
Bro.
Boom. The Jeremy Bernard pass. I mean, that was a beautiful throw. And then the first touchdown of the season, the Kendrick Law touchdown, pocket breaks down. What does he do? He remains. That looked like a Bryce Young play.
Yep.
That first touchdown to Kendrick Law, that looked like a Bryce Young play. So, listen, I get it. Bama fans, I will say, be patient with people, even though I think it should be fairly obvious that Jalen's the guy. Bama fans are spoiled because that quarterback room is insane. Yeah. You got multiple cats in it, but nobody in that room can do what Jalen can do.
Go ahead, John.
I'm going to pose two things because Ty broke pretty much everything down. When's the last time you saw an Alabama quarterback have this much swagger? I think when a quarterback can show that, kind of like Mac Jones did, it brings the entire team up. It brings confidence up in everybody, right? When you stand next to Jalen Milroe, it's not like you're under a pressure cooker, right, to succeed or whatever it may be. You're there to have fun and play football, in my opinion. When you look at them on the sideline this year versus the past couple of years, it's not looked that way, right? So obviously different coaches have different styles, right? So and the next thing is this. You look at that quarterback room, you have Austin Mack, you have Ty Simpson, you have Jalen Milroe. You best believe that Kalen DeBoer knows who to put in what situation. And I think that if Jalen Milroe is the starter, he should be the starter, period. There's no doubting that. When you look at the progression of when he came out of Katy, Texas, I personally didn't know if he was going to play quarterback, because if you go watch the film, it just wasn't good. You know what I mean? From the throwing perspective, his mechanics were terrible. And then you look at the progression through the years, and he's proved so many of us wrong, right? As casual fans like me. But yeah, the way he's utilized and the way Kalen DeBoer can put him into situations to succeed, along with obviously Nick Sherry, Jamarcus Shepard, and these guys, I think there's no reason to ever doubt Kalen DeBoer and what he's going to do anyways. I'm not saying to never doubt him, but I'm saying from this perspective, it would be very hard pressed. Go all the way back to Fresno State, Sioux Falls. Look at those quarterbacks. They all succeed. They're all leadership guys. They're all what I would call field generals, right? So they know how to take the leadership roles, and they know how to take the team along with them. All of them, even Penix, the transition he made from Indiana over to Washington, he looked like a different human being. I'm not saying he wouldn't have been good at Indiana, but when he was on the field playing, he just looked different. So, no, I think Jalen Milroe is going to put up hell of numbers, right? So the stats aren't going to justify what he means to the team, right? I mean, there's so much that can come from that. Look at Mac Jones. In my opinion, he's the best example of that. Like, Mac Jones waited his turn. He learned the system. He progressed. And look what happened. You know what I mean? So you just have to basically trust in this staff at this point, because there's nothing else you can do. We don't know much about these guys at Alabama, right? So, yeah.
Coach Carl, you good? Can you hear me, Coach Carl?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
I know you driving, probably going through some dead spots. Tell us, we got what, 580 total people together in here. Please tell us your thoughts on the naysayers steal of Jalen Milroe.
Man, I was just looking at one of these chats, and it's really irritating. Let me tell you some of the stuff they said about Milroe. His passing yard was 9 for 12, 130, 2 touchdowns. He had 8 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown. They said it seemed pretty good, but we still want Ty Simpson. Not this game. Ty Simpson is a running quarterback. We'll prefer Mac in the conference play over Ty Simpson. And say, I already appreciate your opinion for bringing this realness, but I prefer Mac over Jalen Milroe. Bro, this is Wisconsin. These guys are trash. Anybody can put up points against Wisconsin. Come down to Georgia, we should start Mac.
Who said that?
Somebody actually said that?
This is, man, this is a chat, man. It's an Alabama sports board. This is on the Alabama sports board.
Start Mac? Who the hell is Mac?
Austin Mac? No, he's about Austin Mac.
No,
Start Mac over Jalen against Georgia.
That's wild.
Why would anybody suggest throwing a quarterback who has not played significant college snaps against Georgia? They will eat him alive.
These people, man, I don't know, man, what's going on with Bama fans or whatnot. I don't know if it's the real Bama fans or these bandwagon Bama fans or these foolish, ignorant
trolls.
I think that's probably that. I think that's a troll. They gotta be trolls.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
This is a Bama page, man. It's a Bama sport page, and it's a lot of comments.
But on that comment alone, that should tell you don't even pay attention to him. He don't know.
It's ignorant. It's very ignorant. It's a lot of hate for Jalen Miro. Even though the kid is consistently winning, the kid haven't lost a damn SEC game in a while. Who beat him in the SEC? I don't think nobody beat him in the SEC, right?
So if we want to be super, if I want to be super technical, Texas going into the SEC, but that wasn't necessarily Jalen's fault, right? Like, we missed opportunities, but Sark schemed up our defensive backfield and played him like he was the maestro. So that I can't even put that on him.
Texas still wasn't in the SEC.
Yeah, but I'm being technical because they,
it still wasn't the SEC team. But he hadn't lost as a starting quarterback to the SEC team.
100%.
But you still want this guy on the bench, and now they asking for Mac. I mean, damn, they said they ain't even want Ty Simpson because Ty Simpson's a running quarterback. Last year,
don't even pay them no attention.
Oh my God!
Don't even pay them no attention.
Was a passing quarterback. So it's crazy, man. Like the hate for Jalen Miro is real. Like it's too real out here, man. And the reason being is because the guy's too successful. He having too much success. And the better he gets, the more
he's having too much fun is the problem, Coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we're being honest, that's the problem. He's having fun.
Yeah.
He's making it look fun. Like John says, he's got a swagger.
He's making it look easy. That's why I told Coach Sean before. This guy is turning into Alabama version of Deshaun Watson.
Yep, exactly.
At Clemson. And if once he turns that corner and start hitting no intermediate passes, he gonna be a better version of Deshaun Watson in Alabama, and they really gonna hate him. The hate gonna start coming in so much because now even you gonna have Auburn fans basically coming in putting Alabama pictures up there and trolling Alabama. And you're gonna have Georgia fans coming in next week, probably gonna put up Alabama pictures on their pages, and they're gonna start commenting about Jalen Miro. It's gonna be a lot of stuff going on about Miro, man. And I hate it for the kid, but I love it for the kid.
It's fuel for the fire.
You hate me this much, all you gonna do is turn me up. You're gonna make 100%. Me want to go harder, get better. I'm gonna be in that film room every day, studying more and more and more. Go out here on the field. I'm gonna be practice on my intermediate and my short passing game. I know my deep ball is probably the best in the country. So everything that they saying I can't do, that's what I'm gonna do better. When you say I'm a running quarterback, I'm gonna prove to you that I can throw the football. And then when you thinking I'm sitting back and throwing the ball, I'm gonna gash you for 50, 60, 70 yards at a time. Whatever you think I can't do, AE Georgia or whoever lined up in front of me, I'm coming at your head. I'm trying to embarrass you. I'm gonna take that Jalen Hurts approach to everything. You say I can't do it, let me prove to you I can. And that's how I think Jalen should start taking everything. Take this like, man, take it like a man trying to take your girlfriend from you. You gonna do everything you can to keep her. Especially if you love her. So hey man, let's go to war. I love it.
Coach Carl, I want your opinion on this. So in my opinion, when you look at this situation, the last time I remember seeing a quarterback being hated on this much because supposedly he couldn't throw had to be Lamar Jackson. When he was at Louisville, it's identical.
Oh, that's a good one, John. That's a damn good
Lamar
one.
Jackson, yeah.
And he ended up doing what his last year? Winning the Heisman?
Winning the Heisman.
We'll see what happens.
Torching Florida State.
Yep.
Shout out to Dr. Strange. $2 super chat. Dr. Strange says O improved, D needs work, D rush and deep routes. Roll Tide. Thank you, Dr. Strange. $2 super chat, man. Thank you so very much for donating. I appreciate that, Dr. Strange, man. Much love. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. I appreciate you on that for sure. Let me give my take really quickly, man. John, go ahead. You got something on that.
No, that was it. That was all of it. I appreciate it.
Let me say this to y'all, man. And I'm gonna keep it real football, and this is as football as gonna get, man. Here's the deal. Jalen has never lost to Georgia. I don't know one SEC team outside of New Texas SEC who's been in the SEC now for what, 30 seconds? Who's Jalen lost
15
to?
and a half.
15 and a half? Right. No SEC team has beaten Jalen as a starter, I think. Is that correct? We lost to Texas last year, last year,
and that was Sark scheming up against our defense. That wasn't on Jalen.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact. If you really know what you're talking about, now I hope this don't offend nobody. I'm not talking about these men in here who claim they know football, and like my uncles. I've been watching football for 30 years, but you still can't tell me what scooching is. I've been watching football for 27 years, but you can't tell me the difference in something basic like a 3-4 and a 4-4. You don't even know. You can't even tell me the difference in that. You can't tell me what's third down plays, what's man beaters. You can't tell me the difference in a tunnel route and in a mesh route. You can't tell me nothing. You don't even know what you're watching. You just watching whether he throw a touchdown or not. It's kind of like, so this is what I'm asking you. If you know football, I'm talking to you. Jalen Milroe's progression, going from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, back to the hot route first, is that better or worse than last year? I would say 100% better.
No question.
His feet, happy feet, moving all over the place, never set his feet, throwing off his back foot, right? Inaccurate as hell. Is that better or worse than last year? I would say 100 times better. Go look at the throw to Ryan Williams where he sat in the pocket and climbed it, right? Jalen Milroe's vision, right? Going from progression to progression. There's a difference in progression and vision. You can see it, but still not throw it, right? Mind you, this is a kid that got sacked more times than any other quarterback in Alabama history last year, right? Some his fault, some the Lions' fault, right? When you're a great athlete, guys, you automatically fall back on your legs. That's any athlete, any great athlete that runs a 4.2. If the first progression ain't open, my first mind thing is, oh, I can run and get this, because you know you can do it. For Jalen to get sacked on top of that, and some of those sacks were some hellacious hits, right? And still come back and learn how to set his feet in his third offense in 3 years, right? The kid is right where you want him to be. I don't know what the hell you're hating on, because I'm gonna tell you what happened. What would happen with some of these Bama fans? Soon as Jalen Milroe go out the game, we start getting our asses kicked. They be wanting him back. Is Jalen ready? Can Jalen get back in the game? So, is there things that we could all improve on? Yes, it'll be things you can improve on from now for the rest of your career. The rest of your career. Reggie White was a Hall of Famer and told you I still got plenty of stuff I can improve on, right? So some of y'all need to stop, bro, right? I don't even pay attention. Like, if I had seen that comment to my Austin Mack, I'd have scrolled right on by. This goof clearly don't know what the hell he's talking about.
I don't give it any attention.
I would have thought it was I would have thought it was an Auburn troll. Because I'm not even going to lie. Listen, Georgia has trolls for us, but like, I can at least respect the Georgia trolling just because it's more fun. The Auburn trolling, that's an Auburn level troll where it's like, okay, this isn't even good. This is what's what is it? Tom Hardy, John, from what's the movie? And he's like, that's bait. That's bait.
Oh my gosh. Not Psycho.
Mad Max.
Mad Max. There we go.
That's bait. That's what that is. That's bait. That's 1,000% bait. Guys, I will say one thing. I have a lot of respect for Fickell. Did you hear about what Fickell told his team in the locker room?
No.
What did he say? I didn't hear.
He just looked at them and bluntly said, well, if you didn't know what ass whooping felt like, now you do. Look, solid coach, man. Like
Yeah.
And listen,
I talk to their fans too, Ty. Go ahead. I talk to them. I say, just be patient. Be patient.
Listen, there's a few coaches out there I have a lot of faith in. One, Brennan Marion. out at UNLV, that offensive coordinator, we better hope that he doesn't come to the SEC because I think he's on a real solid path up. Alex Golish. I actually pray that if Florida fires Napier, they let Golish go to Florida instead of Auburn, right? Because I that's how much I think Golish, if you give him the personnel, he's going to be a dude, man. I really like what I'm seeing out of Golish and Luke Fickell. But here's what I want people to realize, Coach, because I didn't get to talk about this with y'all. There will be people out there, and I understand the argument. I get it. Where they will say, hey, y'all won so much because Tyler Van Dyke went down. And prayers for Tyler Van Dyke. I seriously hope that whatever it is,
I pray for that kid during the game. Facts.
Because I don't care if you're Auburn. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. These kids have an opportunity to pursue a dream. If it was up to me, Bama would beat Auburn every single time, but every Auburn kid who has a dream of going to the NFL would see that dream come true, or whatever it may be. That would be my perfect world. While they lose to Bama, but that they still hit that. I bring the Tyler Van Dyke situation up because that quarterback that played today took it down to the wire for the quarterback battle. It wasn't one of those things where it was like, oh, we have Van Dyke and God forbid he goes down. We don't know what we're going to do. No. This guy pushed it until the last second. He was a guy many people thought would be a starter. Bama didn't beat a regular backup quarterback situation, even though he was the backup. Let's understand the nuance and context there, because I know that's going to be an argument that many of you Bama fans will encounter over the next 2 weeks. Have that in your back pocket. This is a far more nuanced conversation than people would have you believe.
Oh, facts, man. Patriot Life. My brother Rob, man. Good to see you, Patriot Life. Rob, Jenny was in here, man. I don't know if she's still in here, but Jenny came in here, uplifted our spirits, bro. You know what I'm saying? Much love to my brother Rob, man. Patriot Life, belt ass. I thought they looked better, at least the penalties. And and again, Rob brings up a great point. I didn't even talk about it. We weren't penalized like we were last week.
Not even close. Not even close.
All facts, man. Shout out to Rob, man. $20 super chat. Thank you, man. Patriot Life. Love you to death, Rob, man. Much love, man. Much love to Jenny and much love to Rob. That's who was with me. Jenny and Rob was kicking it on A-Day, man. Love to you, brother. You already know how I feel about you, man. That's much love. That's for me and Mia, for sure. That's another thing. Rob and Patriot Life bring up a good point. We didn't even get penalized like we did. So we got better. Coach Carl said it. John said it. Ty said it. We got better this week. That's what the hell you want to see, guys. You want to see improvement. It's not going to be perfect ever. No football team. That's what football is. Ebbs and flows, right? Good plays, bad plays. Alabama got better. This is a quick note for anybody watching this, and I just text my partner and tell him, make sure you get this message to Jalen. Listen, we got love for you, Jalen. We respect you, homie. 100%. You're doing great things, man, among some tides that are against you, right? For whatever the reason is, I don't know. Maybe we just so spoiled, I guess. I don't know. Keep doing you, brother. Keep doing you. Keep winning games. Keep playing your game, right? Because they're going to miss you when you're gone. My grandma used to tell me that you're going to miss me when I'm gone. They're going to miss you when you're gone, right? You do your thing, brother, for your family, for your Tide fans who love you, even for the ones that don't love you, right? You need haters. 50 Cent said he said, I need you. I need you to hate me. You use that and get better and continue, and you hoist that trophy at the end of the season. The season starts next week. You play your best game, man, and be satisfied with the result. You know what I mean? That's to him and to the rest of the team, man. Yep. Shout out to LaQuasia. Shout out to Quay. Good to see you in here, LaQuasia.
And Coach, if I may say one thing before we hop out of here.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
This was the largest win by an opposing team at Camp Randall since 2008.
Boom.
There you go.
Tell the haters that, man.
Jalen Milroe is also in rare company because he's the first quarterback since 2009 to throw for multiple passing touchdowns and running touchdowns in consecutive games. He joins a list that includes Jordan Lynch, Colin Kaepernick, Johnny Manziel, and Tim Tebow. Do you think they were good college quarterbacks? I don't really remember. Were they good college quarterbacks?
Yes. To those that don't know, yes. Shout out to Carla Hinton. Shout out to my girl LaQuasia. And shout out, big shout outs to everybody who tapped in with us tonight, man. Make sure you that you support the team, man. Jalen played well. The team getting better. The offensive line is getting better. Coach Carl spoke about it in depth. The defense getting better. John brought the stats out. Everything is going the way it's supposed to be going. Think about last week. Think about the week before. This was a better team, a better environment on the road. And
On the
Todd
road.
just gave you the stats. Nobody's whipped their asses like that.
Not since
right?
Penn State in 2008. 2008. Ladies and
Boom.
gentlemen, I was in the 7th grade.
Oh gosh, I feel old. Oh my gosh.
Hey, and think about this, Coach Sean. Jalen Miro,
What's up, Coach?
if I'm not mistaken, Jalen Miro is the only quarterback in Alabama history to have 2 rushing and 2 passing touchdowns in two consecutive games. And then with today, he had 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown in 3 consecutive games. Ain't nobody ever done that in Alabama history. But they still asking for a new quarterback.
Nah, man.
Some people never happy.
Some people never happy, like John said. But you know what, though? I will say this, man. Fans is going to be fans, brother. You know, we all come in all different shapes, sizes, thought processes. Fans going to be fans, man. Shout out to my girl, Jenny, man. I hope Rob's still in. Hope he see you. Fans going to be fans, guys. You got to take the good. There you go. Rob see you. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the good with the bad, guys. You got to take the good with the bad. Just continue to listen to the good. Don't even listen to the bad, man. The team is sticking together. What'd you say, Coach? Go ahead, Coach.
I said everybody love the bag up until the bag up is in the game.
Oh, that's a bar.
Hey, what did South Florida teach you? Speak on it, Coach. Hell, speak on it.
Everybody love the bag up till the bag up becomes the starter. When the bag up becomes the starters and the bag up starts seeing those live bullets flying at his head, the bag up really don't want to be the starter at that point. I'm telling you that. Facts.
Everybody love the backup until the backup get in there, and then you like South Florida. I know a lot of y'all ain't even gonna call your name. Some of y'all my partners. You was calling for what's my man name who plays soccer or badminton or lacrosse or something? What's his name?
You put some respect on that great game of lacrosse.
Tyler Buckner.
and no disrespect to that great game of lacrosse. I was strictly pointing to what's his name, John? Tyler Buckner.
Tyler Buckner.
A lot of y'all was wanting Buckner. Buckner should play. Well, when Buckner got in there, I give it one series, and y'all was like, get his ass out of here quickly. Get his ass out of here now. Right? Coach Saban did that to prove a point to some of y'all, man. He did it to prove a point to some of y'all, man, for sure. Jalen gives us the best opportunity to win, and Jalen is doing a fine job. Shout out to Jalen Milroe. Shout out to the whole Bama team. They they got better in every facet of the game Saturday, and I loved it. In a competitive environment, man. Ty, before we get out of here, let everybody know where they can find you, what's coming up on Monday with the show. Let everybody know where they can find you and what's cracking and what's going on.
Yeah, on Monday, we will be going live 5:30 Central Standard Time. We will be saying
be there.
Be
there. Tap in, please.
We will be saying the prayers for Arkansas because, guys, Pittman's cooked, and we're feasting on pulled pork.
Wait, Ty, before you tell them. Speak on Arkansas. Speak on Florida State. Shout out to Roy Dale because I understand why Roy Dale left.
Roy Dale is good.
Older cat. He good. He was an older dude. He wanted to play. He realized,
You see this running back room?
Exactly. Malik Benson tried to take a little shot at us. Well, that ain't working out too well for him. Speak on Arkansas really quickly, Ty, and speak on Florida State.
I'll start with Arkansas because I can get through that one quicker. Listen, I like Sam Pittman. I think a lot of college football fans, when you see Sam Pittman, even if you don't like Arkansas, there is some part of you that's like, man, I really want him to work there because he just feels like an Arkansas coach that's like, I wanted him to bring Arkansas back. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to mince words. I wanted him to work. But after they embarrassed me, when I picked them to beat Oklahoma State last week, I was done. And then this week, it's over. I'm sorry. It is over. That experiment is done. I don't have much else to say. Arkansas is supremely talented. They've got some pieces, but holy moly, I just don't understand how they can be this up and down. Now let's talk about Florida State, because I know that there are 605 people in here. 400 of you might point the blame at DJU. And I'm not saying you're completely wrong. We can look at Boston College. There were throws that need to be made, but do you know who deserves far more blame than DJU? Exponentially more blame? Mike Norvell. You want to know why? DJU isn't a first-year quarterback. If DJU had only played 1 year of college football and it's like, okay, this is who he is, but this is who I think he can become, I would be fine with being like, okay, DJ, you got to improve. The guy's been in quarterback since 1979. You know what you're getting with him, and you still chose to take him. And that's not to say that he's not whatever, but when he got DJU, I knew that system wasn't going to work. That's not to his strengths. Mike Norvell's offense is wonky to me anyways. It seems like your little brother is playing Madden and all they want to run is 4 verticals. I mean, it's really weird to me. This is on Norvell. I understand. Whenever we look back at this game last week, I understand if you have a guy like Jared Verse who sits out a bowl game. Because what was that Notre Dame linebacker a few years ago who tried to come back and play the bowl game for his brothers, ripped everything up in his knee? Y'all remember who I'm talking about? Smith.
Yeah. Linebacker. Played for the Cowboys. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So
Jalen
Smith. Yeah. If you're a first rounder or a second round guy and you were like, hey, guys. Yeah. And you're like, hey, guys, I'm going to sit this one out. You're not going to hear me complain. But at the point where guys that are going in the 4th, 5th round, if you would have played Georgia and played them well, maybe you're a 3rd rounder now. Hell, maybe you're a 2nd rounder. You can't convince me that sitting out that many guys that weren't 1st round grade guys, that's not a culture thing. I'm sorry. You just can't convince me. I'm not arguing about Jared Verse. I'm not arguing about anybody that went in the 1st. I'm saying if you had a 3rd round grade or below and you chose to sit out, you can't convince me that's not a culture thing because Georgia played. We can go back. Bryce Young and Will Anderson played against Kansas State. What did they have to gain? They had everything to lose, but they were there. Florida State did all that bumping of the gums, and they're 0-3. They're the only team to be ranked as a top 10 team to start off the year 0-3. I don't know what else to say. It's pathetic.
Yeah, that's terrible. Facts. John.
It's he spoke on it. It's a terrible situation. Bobby Petrino's a coach in waiting for Arkansas. It looks like there's no doubt about that. Harley Davidson stock's about to go back up in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So yeah. And I'm sure there's going to be an open secretary position as well. But yeah, other than that, I'll just leave it at that.
Coach Carr. You there, Coach?
If you know, you know.
Coach must be hitting one of them spots again. Well, let me go say, Jenny said it best for me. Florida State are nothing but crybabies. This proves why they didn't make the playoffs last year. And some may say, well, this is this year. But let me tell you why Jenny is spot on. Florida State didn't make the playoffs. I'll make it quick. Florida State didn't make the playoffs. Their quarterback, Jordan, get hurt. They're not the same team. They go and almost lose to a terrible Florida squad. They almost lose.
Who was on quarterback 3, by the way, Coach?
Who was on quarterback 3 by the facts. You know what I'm saying? So you prove that you're not the same team, right? Right. Well, this is how you prove the world they're wrong, Florida State. You take a page out of Bryce's book and out of Will Anderson's book, just like Ty just said. You take a page, you say, you know what? The world think we can't win. You go out there and you play Georgia. You don't sit out. You go beat Georgia, then you force everybody to watch. You force everybody to pay, like, oh, wait a minute. They beat Georgia? But no, you didn't want to play Georgia. You used that as a cop-out. We're just going to sit out. We're going to take our ball and go home. You used that as a cop-out. You knew you wasn't beating Georgia without that quarterback. So that's why all your players left. And we went undefeated, so that should be good enough. No. You take a page. We lost to Tennessee and LSU that year. What did Bryce and Will do? We ain't going out like that. We ain't going out like that. We came back and put belt the ass on Kansas State, who beat TCU, the team you took over us, I might add. You stay and you prove a point. You go beat Georgia, and then the whole world got to listen to you. The whole world got to listen to you, whether we want to or not. But you didn't do that. You set out and you set a culture tone at the end of the season that's carrying over to the beginning of this season. You get what you deserve, brother. The truth will always be in the details with me. Ty, where can they find you at?
You can find me at Around the Table Sports. Monday, like I said, we're doing our final seance, if you will, for Florida State, for Florida, for Arkansas. It is what it is, right? We're going to have a lot of fun doing it as well, and I can't wait to get Jansen there to rant. We're going to talk about this game. We'll all have a chance to rewatch it. We will be headlining things, all the information you need in terms of the weekend of football. Be sure to be there, Around the Table Sports, 5:30. Also, if I'm not there, you can catch me on Bleacher Report Fridays at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. I would love to have you guys all come over to the Bleacher Report app and support your boy. I brought it home for Alabama last year in the college football pick'em, but it's not looking too good for me this year. Sam Pittman
be messing everybody up.
I need y'all's help, right? Head over there, give me some support, give me some love, and Coach Sean, thank you as always for having me on.
Always, brother. John?
First of all, thanks, Coach Sean, for bringing me on. Everybody in the comment section, getting on here and leaving comments and all that stuff, whether it's, it's all opinionated, right? That's all it is. So, like you say, just my humble opinion. But yeah, you can catch me at Bama Talk with John or Alabama Nation. X or Twitter is at Bama Nation John.
Coach Carl, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Let them know where they can find you. Give them all your platforms. And everybody tap in with Coach Carl. He got some very, very good clips of the game from inside of the game, especially Coach Saban's ceremony. It is awesome. It's the best view I've seen. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can find me on the Block Sports Talk with Coach Carl. And you can find me on Twitter at Coach KD Taylor 34. Other than that, man, I usually be hanging around with these guys on their platform most of the time. But usually I'm at football practice, man, because I'm in the meat of our schedule. We took a loss last night. It was heavy rain, and it hurt us pretty bad. But I still love everybody, man. But guess what? We can beat Georgia. I saw somebody in the chat asked, "Can we beat Georgia?" Yes, we can beat Georgia, and we will beat Georgia. So don't worry about that. Just follow all these guys, man. Ty, the genius, John, Coach Sean, and the rest of the guys on the platform with us, man. Y'all just keep joining in and keep supporting us, man. We have a lot going on, and we appreciate y'all. Thanks.
And you guys can definitely find me at JMHO Sports Talk. Please tap in with me on Twitter. I'm trying to get those likes up. Tap in with me here. Just my humble opinion. JMHO Sports Talk at JMHO Sports Talk. Want to give big love to all the guys on the panel, man. Shout out to Coach Carl. Thank you for coming, Coach Carl. I know you be busy. John, do an awesome job, man. John snatching up subscribers left and right. Really great job. And the man himself, Ty Hayes. You know how I feel about Ty, my affinity for him. Learn a lot from Ty through this YouTube stuff. Brinsky, my brother Brinsky, this man got pro content, college content, whatever you're looking for, man. Shout out to Set the Tone and my brother Jake. Go tap in with Jake as well as Set the Tone. Go tap in with Jance at Jance716. Go tap in with Brinsky at Sharp Shooters Podcast. Tap in with Coach Smook at the Coach Smook Network and the AAA family. Tap in with Jason at Hall of Fame Sports, best Oklahoma content you can find, and tap in with Coach I at Fan Addict Sports, man. Georgia fan. These guys have awesome channels. Trust me, these guys are awesome. They do an awesome job. It's way more than that, but I can't remember most of them, man, because they just that awesome. And just tap in with us. We doing a show with Ty tomorrow. Monday. We'll be back on Monday evening at 5:30. Ready to talk some Georgia, ready to talk some Wisconsin and moving into Georgia. And thank you guys for tapping in, man. Really. Didn't Coach Jay attend Wisconsin? I think Jay did say he was going to that dadgum game. I thought he did say he was going. I think Coach Jay did go to that game. That's actually a good point, Sweet Home Bama. Good to see my man Ephraim. Good to see Mud. Good to see Shaka. You know what I'm saying? All the people in the chat, man, Nicole, and even my boy Adam, you know what I mean? everybody, man, that taps in. Moon Rocker gonna always give it to you straight. You know how it is. Love seeing my girl Jenny. Love seeing Jenny in here, man. That really uplift me. Much prayers to Jenny, man. She got a big fight on her hands right at her doorstep. God is good, man. Jenny, always stay prayed up. You know my prayers with me and my family be right there with you. As a whole fact, 600 plus total people with all the platforms. You guys really, really, really show love tonight, and we really, really, really thank you, man. Roll Tide to you guys. Much love to Nicole, my girl. Much love to No J Speed, Sweet Home, Bama 24. All my brothers on the panel, all my brothers watching, all my brothers with great content creators. And last but not least, in Ty words, we will introduce you to the fifth member of our panel, in the words of the great Ty Hayes, the SWD, the spinning wheel of doom. Roll Tide to you guys, and until next time,
Roll
tap in
Tide.
with us.